All right, hello, everybody. Yo,
What's good?
Hi, everybody. Hold on, I wanted to actually go over to Twitter/X just to like and repost that Phil has sent out. But yeah, guys. Hey, guys. No, jeez, this is so bad. That was such a rough start. I literally just took a step forward and tripped over a branch that I did not even see. Hi, guys. How's it going? My name is Justin.
I'm Aniyah.
Mark.
And I'm Philip.
And you're watching and are listening to episode 500 of DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. And he's gone. Never to be heard of from again. Episode 600, we'll talk about how this all came about.
He's a far off memory. Anyway, bye.
A scattered memory, even.
Joke's on you. It was Philip, apparently. Your Discord crashed, not my PC.
Oh, really? That was fun. Yeah. That's too well timed. That's a little sus.
Discord. It's a little sus.
But we're here, everybody. I actually want to respond to a Mark real quick. Typically, I have a rhythm of doing things, and if I'm ever off rhythm at any point, I crash.
I see.
Really?
Yeah. At least that's just because a lot of it is just kind of automated. I just know how to do things without even really thinking about it. But if a single element changes, it just completely F's up the entire thing. But
I feel that.
Yeah, dude. Episode 500. I will say this won't be a crazy celebration of it, but I do want to just
episode 500. Yay!
I do want to reminisce about just DangIT Prodcast as a whole. So just for full clarification for people who don't know, I started off a podcast with Gabe way back in I want to say it was 2012. It was around that time.
Jeez. 12 years?
Something like that. Definitely over a decade now. Pretty much within the time frame of the channel's conception, where I wanted to take the skills I learned from my video editing class in high school, albeit it was through Apple's iMovie, and make something out of that.
Good old iMovie.
And man, dude, it was a rough start. I will say. Well, this is actually not reviewing the channel as a whole. Let's just talk about the podcast. But
yeah.
We started off this podcast with myself and Gabe, and the reason that we did that was because we wanted to stay connected. Because the person who we would always visit and therefore have these video collaborations on, Dennis, he was going to go out on his Mormon missions. He was going to be gone for 2 years. So it was okay, well, what do we do? We went to In-N-Out that very night, ate for a little bit. We went over to our old middle school stopping grounds, and we were just there talking for the entire night. And we were you know what, having a podcast just seems to make sense. So we just went with it. And I will say it was a pretty rough process as far as I guess both on personality, presentation being visual and audio. But we're here now. There's always room to grow, of course, but this has been the utmost form that it's taken. And honestly, It's one of those things where I was looking back on a lot of it, and I thought to myself, there are a lot of successful podcasts that churned up ever since the conception of DangIT Prodcast, or even later on. And it was one of those things, despite my mindset, that it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter how I was presenting the podcast. The fact is that it was built up on the idea of just connecting, maintaining communications with somebody that you know. So obviously that means that we're not really changing the podcast. Of course, I have these new ideas of what I want to do with the content, and I'll try to figure that out. But otherwise, podcasts remain in its purest form as it is. And yeah, I thank you guys for sticking with me too.
Of course.
Yeah.
No real problem.
I just I wanted to say that it's been one hell of an honor. Even though I came in pretty late, I think I'm the latest edition of all. I came in pretty late, but I started doing the podcast with you guys. Oh man, it's been like what, 3 years now?
Something like that, yeah. Like around 2020,
4,
2021.
3, 4? Yeah, 4. Like, so
Resident Evil
yeah,
4.
It's been really cool. I initially was a little like hesitant to be on the podcast itself because I'm like, how do I even talk? Right? Like, because I didn't.
Me, Goo Goo Gaga.
Like this is like my first real like podcast style experience. And I feel like it's helped. It's helped with like how I would work on streams and just being able to just like talk to everybody and have actual conversations about things that we love, and it's fun. It's been really fun, and I'm honored. So Justin, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make it to episode 500.
Thank you, Mr. Dang.
No, thank you, Phil, for jumping in with us. Honestly, like, since jumping in, a lot of input as far as just like actual stuff going on in the video game industry and, well, just news in general has been very impactful, and just like how we talk about things. Typically, we keep things like very casual, but now we have a little bit more of an informative side of it since you track a lot of that kind of stuff down.
That's just me being a nerd. I apologize. Like, I'll be real, but
that's fair.
Hey, you know what? It makes for good conversation. Like just earlier, Aniyah and I were talking about Princess Peach on our chat.
Yeah,
and how like I think it's a good game but flawed, and it's only because of like certain things. We'll get to that later, but like, you know what I mean? Like it was Aniyah was asking like, how can I look at games a little bit more critically?
That's fair.
I don't really give. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. So that's where I want to get out of that just a bit. But there's only one thing. There's only one thing that really keeps me kind of interested in that. When it's games that I actually kind of put my 2 cents in and really enjoy, even if it's casually. Because most of the time when I have a conversation with people who have the same interests, it goes a little too extreme for me sometimes. I'm like, I'm not against hearing people's like perspective, because that makes it easier to like look at things from other angles. I think it's super cool. Like mainly because I'm Tekken mode. I'm in Tekken mode right now. But it's like I still play other games outside of it, like little platformer indie games or whatever, or any other thing outside of a good genre. And I'm picking up. I should pick it up. I might pick it up tomorrow. So I was like, it's cool to hear what you guys have to say about it. Even though I'm not going in with my own opinion, I'm still gonna take what you guys say into account because it's just interesting to hear. But man, sometimes people go a little too left. So like, I'd rather be a little bit more critical, even though I'm gonna enjoy it either way. It's just cool to hear what people have to say about it, on like an artistic thing too. But
like, I don't know. I try not to say here and go, well, because you can easily say, let's use Princess Peach since we're already on that subject. You can easily say, oh man, that game is whatever. It's fine. It's mid. I mean, theoretically, yeah, sure. As an adult, it's kind of mid, but you have to look at it as that game's not meant for us.
It's probably meant for kids.
That game is meant for a younger audience, and you can tell by the way it's structured, the way it plays. And to be fair, even as an adult, I found a lot of enjoyment in it. There's a lot like it's very different than what Nintendo's used to putting out. Like it's a lot of like every level is like a unique gimmick. Things are going like every time you're playing something, it's completely different in the mechanics. It's got a really cool like stage play, like Broadway aesthetic, which I guess is a little reminiscent to Super Mario Brothers 3 because that game is a stage play.
Oh yeah.
But Peach doesn't get her own games often, and the one time she did, everyone thought it was sexist. So
that was funny. I remember that game.
I do remember that game.
Emotions. I need to play it. I would love to own that game. I just don't own it. It's expensive. I think it's like no, it's not expensive. It's like 50 to 60 for a PS game, which is why I don't want to pay it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
But yep, I don't know. I can find enjoyment in games that are flawed is what I'm trying to say. Like they can't all be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect game. Even your favorite game of all time probably isn't the best to anybody else.
That's fair.
Yeah, don't know if you guys have had like an idea.
Like Aniyah likes Bloodborne. Like he sucks. Bloodborne sucks. Anyways,
What?
Said nobody ever.
had nobody ever. That game is good, and I've only played like an hour of it, and I know
Stop
it's
being
good. Like,
stop being a hooker. Stop being a hooker and fucking around. You know it's a good game, right? Also,
I'll
do you know how many? Hold on. Do you know how many people I've met that tell me Mario Brothers 3 is like whatever? It's mid.
everyone.
Like,
And they don't do that on
Everyone-
purpose. They're being dead serious.
Everyone in circle.
wait,
It's
hold on. Hold on.
I-
Okay, again,
good and better
all
in
subjective.
some way.
Yeah, all subjective. Sure.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
assuming all of y'all are Mario World people. I get it.
That's
Probably,
accurate.
I don't
That's
know.
accurate, actually. You got me.
I mean,
I'm right here, guys.
I missed a huge chunk of video games anyway, so I really don't have the biggest say, which is why I'm like, I want to hear what people have to say when it comes to the experiences of games I missed out on, be it old or like the modern games, because like retro stuff, like from the 80s to like 90s, man, I missed out on a chunk of that, and even like early 2000s, I missed out. But I usually just played when I could, like N64 games. I think mainly PS1. That's probably why I think that Sony and PlayStation kind of stick out to me as far as like me being a fan of them, because it's just what I grew up with. And then of course like the Nintendo with the GameCube and Game Boy Advance, but like
That's
it really is just like that's all I know.
that
So it's
makes
cool
a
to hear
lot
what
of
people
sense
say.
though. That makes a lot of sense though. You grow up with the games you love. Like those are the games you had as a kid. Those are going to be the games that you understand and grow up with. Like of course I'm a Nintendo fan. All I had was an NES, 64, and a Game Boy. All right, like I played PlayStation games, but they were mostly my cousins. You know,
Mhm.
I would go over to their house and they would have a PlayStation 1, and even then they weren't playing the PlayStation 1 games that everyone talks about nowadays, right? They weren't playing Final Fantasy and they weren't playing like
Nah.
Metal Gear Solid.
They're probably playing more like niche stuff.
No, they were playing like games you get as kids, like Crash Bandicoots, your Spyro the Dragons,
Still big names.
Tony Hawk's Pro
Certainly,
Skater.
yeah.
Like, no, great big games and big names. But, you know, I didn't discover those kind of games until way later in my life, you know? Same with me. Like, fun fact, as much as Nintendo as I love, as much of a Nintendo fan as I am, I didn't play Legend of Zelda. My first Zelda game is Ocarina of Time. I didn't play it till I got a Wii.
Oh, whoa, you're a
I mean,
faker.
you're still doing better than
Hold
me.
on.
I mean, N64 was my first Nintendo console that was mine. The NES is my dad's. So
You
I
need to take-
I
you need to
kinda-
take that hoodie off. What are you doing here? What?
take the hoodie off,
Revoked.
take off my Bowser shirt.
Bare chested for the rest of
Why
this
you gotta take that
podcast.
It's all Nintendo.
I themed it, all right, damn. Look, the point is, I didn't play Legend of I didn't know who Link was in Smash. I was like, who
Damn.
the hell is this character?
Holy,
That-
what the
That's so
what?
weird to hear from you, man. Because I knew who Link was when he was in N64. Because I played Ocarina on 64.
Nope.
You're throwing me off,
I
man.
think I vaguely remember looking
Like
like
this.
when I started playing Ocarina, I was like, I kind of know what this game is, and I think it's because I used to have a babysitter who had an N64, and she would play that game like all the time. I think that's what it
Whoa.
was because I remember the fishing pond a
Okay.
lot.
Oh,
And I think that's what it was. Yeah. So that's a little nostalgic for me, but realistically, I didn't play Ocarina of Time until Virtual Console.
Wow.
I didn't
So
have
what
I
is-
didn't have that game. My N64 library was like Mario 64, Banjo Kazooie, Kirby 64,
Wait, what
the
about
Mario parties,
Donkey Kong 64?
Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, okay.
A lot of platformers, a lot of like not really too much action and RPG stuff. My first RPG was on 64 also, Paper Mario. So
Oh, damn.
mm.
No,
I'm thinking
no,
about.
And,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
no, go ahead.
Nah, I was thinking back on my childhood. I was thinking about like very specific games that kind of define like my experiences with gaming at like growing up. And I was thinking Mega Man 6, Pokemon Red, I would say Sonic Advance, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, baby.
Let's go.
And
So I
then
played
we
a
go
lot
into-
of
yeah.
Adventure 2. I played a
Yeah.
lot of Adventure 2 on my GameCube. So much of it, dude. Oh my god.
So good.
One
Yeah,
of my first
definitely
Sonic games. I played the 3D Sonic games before I even knew what Genesis was. So imagine that.
Yeah.
I had never played a Genesis until I was in high school.
Yeah, I don't even think of when I had a Genesis, I think I was still in elementary school, but it wasn't even mine.
Back in my elementary, we were all Nintendo nerds. None of us owned a Sega Genesis or whatever. Some of them owned PlayStations, sure, but like
Mhm.
we were all Nintendo nerds. Like we all had our N64s and at the time GameCubes and whatnot. And
Yeah, that's super interesting, man.
my Game Boy Advance was like my baby. I carried that everywhere I went.
Yeah, dude.
Man. I think Advance probably has like a good amount of memories in there too, actually.
For
Because
sure.
it was portable, of course.
Yeah.
But damn. That's where I'm trying to think of where it feels for me as far as like how games
Is my
how
original SP that I carried with me all my life. My black one I got
Crazy.
for graduating elementary school. I got my SP late, so I got it with Mario Advanced 3, Yoshi's Island. I think it was Yoshi's Island. I got it with Yoshi's Island, and then I got like a random Pac-Man collection, and then I was just living. Like I would borrow games from friends. I remember picking up Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and tolerating it because it was Kingdom Hearts. So
Tolerating it.
Wait, have you played Chain of Memories, Mark?
Yes.
Then you understand.
I was not. It was not it, Chief.
No, it's not. The story's great. That game sucks.
Wait, now what were you saying?
No, that's not true. Let me rephrase that. I just don't care for card games like that, and people who like card games will like that game.
I like card games. I just wasn't a fan of how they did this card game.
Yeah, but wait again, Mark. You played Chain of Memories, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Chain of Memories on Game Boy Advance. Imagine doing all the slides and stuff, but having the double tap L and R every time you want to do it.
Nah,
Yeah, that game was ridiculous.
Funny.
And I was able to play that through an emulator, so I didn't really have the full
Revoked.
Well, like my Kingdom Hearts license, I'm going back and forth with fucking fuck those guys. Anyway, what it was that I had in mind when it comes to like all the things I enjoyed from like games was because I just like games. Yeah, like hold on, we're gonna just games in general, right? Not even just like set to consoles. You guys ever play like stuff on your PC and just enjoy what you're able to do from there, from like Windows 95 era or whatever the fuck?
You know what? Yeah, I will admit to emulating as well. You know, I ain't ashamed of it.
let's be real. You're lying. If everyone's lying,
Yeah.
if they haven't emulated something.
Come on, my first big emulation was Mother 1 and 2 and 3. So I didn't have a copy of Earthbound or anything, but I'm also that person that's like, well, I don't want to play, knowing that Earthbound is Mother 2, I don't want to start there. And so I looked it up and I found out that Game Boy Advance has a port of Mother 1 and 2 together in one cartridge. And it actually has a run button. So I was I kind of want to do that and translate it. So that's what I did.
Interesting.
Now, I had never finished a Mother game. I kind of just played them and then I go, all right, that's pretty good. And then I played the next one. I did the same thing with Mother 3. Mother 3 has a obvious like long translation at this point. So I used that and I was playing it for a bit too. So that's how I was playing those games. And then my other big gaming thing on PC was I made my own Mugen game, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I made my own Mugen game. I love fighting games from both a casual and a competitive perspective. And as a casual, I was like, screw balance, dude. I'm going in. And I would just pick like I had like Sub-Zero in the game. I had Ryu in the game. I had a bunch of King of Fighters because I love SNK. SNK is my favorite fighting game.
Hey, it's me,
team.
Goku.
Yeah, Goku was in there. Goku. I had a weird 2D sprite version of Mario in there. How to represent Smash, you know?
It's me, Mario.
My favorite was I took an Ultimate Chimera from Mother 3. It was those big purple things you see in Porky's stage in Smash, the ones that can one-shot you with the little chick on their head.
Mm-hmm.
I took one of those, and they made it play like Smash, so every character just gets one hit if you get touched by it. It was very funny. I had laughs. I had big laughs. That was the good old days of me learning how to use PCs to its extent. The Newground days, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who put stuff on Newgrounds had their own little version of Smash 2. But
Mhm.
aside from stuff like that,
Smash Flash, baby.
yeah, Smash Flash 2.
Smash Flash 2 is fire. When they added GameCube controller support, oh.
Yeah, that's why I think that stuff is super cool, because then it leads into like how people can continue just showing how much of a fan they are to something. Because on top of, I forgot how to pronounce it. Is it McLeod?
McLeod.
Yeah, the one who did
he's making the new game too.
I didn't even know that.
Trainmakers. It's a you're gonna love this tonight. It's a Smash Flash, not style, but like it's a platform fighter.
Yeah.
With indie characters.
Oh, then I gotta check that out.
He's got like Octodad as a character in the game.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think it's
this suit.
let me look this up real quick.
What is it?
Framemakers.
But what is it? In terms of that, right? Another example that I thought was super cool because I didn't stick to it. The crowd from MVC3 keeping up like what could have been through mods.
Oh yes.
And that shit is super interesting. And I was like, man, I didn't missed out on a whole I missed out on the benefits of what people do with mods. Because honestly, when it comes to modding, I could live without it. But I wouldn't deny that you get creative control with it as a fan. And you don't necessarily have to pay, I think.
I got you. Look at this list. You got the Octodad rep, which is Octodad. You have the dude with the jet boots from Downwell.
What he's gonna look like?
Yeah, he looks funny. You have, oh my God, what's the character's name in Rivals of Aether? The whale.
Oh, that one.
No, I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot too.
I didn't make that, so I don't
forget
remember
his name. Yeah, he's in.
I know who you're talking about. It's a good one.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the game. Slay the Spire, the character from Slay the Spire.
That's cool. Which one? There's like 4 of them.
I think it's like the main dude on the box with the sword. Yeah.
So
the big buff platypus from Slap City.
That's hilarious.
The fuck?
And Commander Video from Bitrip.
That's amazing.
So far. And then several stages based on them, and then NPC assists. Like, you know how they have assist trophies?
Yeah.
There's assist characters from like Crosscode, Ape Out, a bunch of other games.
All right.
You love to see it.
Yeah, I was like, that game was kind of sick. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
But yeah, boy. This is fun. I like reminiscing about my old games. You said the games that like you remember growing up with, and like basically like the games that made you, man. That's tough because I know Mario 3 is obviously my first game I ever played, so that's got to be there, you know. But like games I distinctly like remember, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yo.
For sure, the original, the opening when I was younger freaked me out. I was so scared. I was a little.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I get scared because the scary song and getting to grips.
Wow.
Yep.
No,
I guess
perfectly see that scaring somebody.
I think what scared me was if you like quit out of the game and it shows you like what would happen.
Yeah, you know what? Rare is really good at giving you really messed up, you screwed up game overs. Like,
yeah,
like they did this with Donkey Kong Country when I was younger, and I lost all my lives in Donkey Kong Country 2. That's another one. Bro, when you get a game over and you see Diddy and Dixie just in the jail cell looking at a sunset that they can't get out and they're just beat up, I'm like, oh
whoa.
No. I'm the bad guy.
Like, there's consequences to your actions. Look at what you did.
That's 100% what it is. That's exactly what they make you feel like. It's great.
That's crazy.
Naked.
Then,
how do you feel about yourself?
Terrible, honestly.
And they have like the Dead
garbage.
Space deaths.
Like Donkey Kong 94 on Game Boy. I remember playing that game so much when I was younger. So much. That's why I really loved Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Since it's the spiritual successor. But like, it's crazy. Like I can Pokemon, Gold and Silver, specifically Silver. I can remember how far ago I played that game. That was
a good one. Way
too
good.
There's like a lot of my games are like memories to me. Like I can pick out one and go, where was I doing at that time and place? Good memories and bad memories, no matter what it is, you know.
There's trauma.
There's always something, you know. Metroid Prime is a bad memory for me. I love that game to death, but like I played it the week I had a dog pass away on me.
Oh.
And I used that game when I was younger as a way to like get out of that.
Yeah.
You know? And because like, you know, it sucked. But that's something I can remember when I play Metroid Prime. I make new ones like Mario 3D World on Wii U specifically. I have a good memory. That's the first game I ever beat with Katrina as a couple back in 2013. Like, so that's always gonna stick to me. Or like when I beat Luigi's Mansion, I was just like, whoa, I never knew I could beat a game like this. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a platformer, it was a mystery game. You're trying to figure out stuff. And
Let's split up and look for clues, gang.
But because of Luigi's Mansion,
tapping out, take the bedroom.
And back in the day, I didn't know that Luigi's Mansion is based on the Resident Evil series, and so I got into what's a real horror game look like, and that's how I started playing Resident Evil. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of bounces from there.
Super nice.
Or my last memory is Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
Oh, jeez, what a memory on that one.
Somewhere just went, oh.
That was like a perfect
distinctly remember. Oh my god, it's so good. I remember two things from that game that made me like core memories for me in that game. The first one is, remember that cutscene that's legitimately an hour and a half long?
Goodness gracious.
Something like that?
I thought you watched the whole movie. What?
It was chapter 3. It's the chapter where you find out that you meet Big Mama again after all the like you see Eve, basically Eva, after all these years, and like she gets killed. And then that's the whole scene where Liquid's on the, or I'm sorry, Revolver, or what did they call him in that game? It was Revolver Liquid.
Jesus,
is it Liquid Ocelot?
It is Liquid Ocelot, but it's like Revolver Ocelot's
other name.
I think it is Liquid Ocelot. You're right. I think it is Liquid Ocelot because it's the one with his hand. It took over his body, quote unquote.
Whoa.
That's why he's acting like Liquid when he's supposed to be acting like Revolver. Well, anyways,
hand taking over your body, man. I that's it must be December because.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, that's the one where he's in the middle of on top of the Metal Gear in the middle of the ocean. Everybody's got guns pointed at him, and he looks at everybody. He goes with his two fingers, no guns. He's just like, bang,
bang,
bang, bang, bang, bang, bang, and I'm like, the heck is this dude doing? And then everyone just starts dying. Single. Yeah, everyone just starts dying and exploding and I'm like, it's because he's triggering. He's triggering everybody's fox die.
That just reminds me of that clip of that one anime where that dude just like Link was going bang bang.
I know that
bang,
one.
Yeah, that's talking about.
Yeah, it's the one. It's also the same one where like he asks about the One Piece.
I know he does. He's like, who's your favorite character in One Piece?
Oh, Zoro. Oh, Zoro. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
and he kills her.
Yeah, he said average One Piece fan.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But like also, I only remember that because I paused the cutscene and I got up and I went to make popcorn and I came back. And I literally finished the bag of popcorn while watching that cutscene. That was awesome.
Oh, the memory of some good popcorn.
And then the other last one was from that same game. It's the fight against the one that has Psycho Mantis's powers.
Oh, is that the old?
I didn't. Okay, I want you to understand that I didn't play Metal Gear Solid 1 up until this point. I was kind of relatively new. I've only played 3. So I was like going, my dumb brain was like, well, 3 to 4, duh. And so I played 4.
I mean, and
this is like 2 a.m. I have to go to school the next day, but I wanted to beat this game. And when the game is, I'm half asleep and the game's telling me to put the controller on the floor and let me move it with my mind. And I was like, huh?
Yo.
And I put it on the floor and it starts moving. I was like, I'm out.
Okay, dual shock 3.
I was like, I gotta go.
Phil said I must be high.
That's my favorite. It's when the colonel like calls you and he says like, Snake, you have to disconnect the controller from port 1 to port 2. And he goes, but this is a PS3. It's all Bluetooth. And he says, my God, we're all doomed.
We're all doomed.
That's so fucking stupid.
It's like,
So dumb.
this is
But so
This is
good.
the best game. I was like, this is the best game of all time. That's how I'm trying to think. They're gonna if they ever port that to like Metal Gear Solid Volume 2, the Master Collection. I don't know how you're gonna get away with those jokes because I mean on PlayStation and Xbox you could get away with those, but like let's say they port that to Switch, the whole joke on Chapter 4 when you're on Shadow Moses and Otacon says, Snake, you have to change your disc from disc 1 to disc 2, and he's like, I don't see a disc 2. And Otacon's like, oh, you're right. This is Blu-ray. We don't need that kind of technology anymore. Says my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth over there with 2 discs.
Trifling.
They said we didn't understand how strong technology would become.
But
Yeah,
like,
it is.
like I don't know how that joke would fly on Switch if it was going to be on Switch.
You're gonna need more hardware. But
That's
this is
true.
Nintendo Switch.
We talked about that
'Cause,
real
like-
quick. I wanted to give a quick shout out to God Inferno who just jumped in the chat. Yo, wasn't able to won't be able to stick around for long, but I wanted to drop in and say congrats on episode 500. Thank you, God Inferno.
Oh, appreciate it.
Appreciate
I was
you.
going to also add on to the
Appreciate
fact
it.
that if it's going to be a Switch thing, it's definitely going to be a download code. See this below.
You son of a.
Hey, it's great that you
Nope.
upgraded your Switch.
Oh, I'll get to that. I was actually going to do that in the pickups, but yeah.
Oh, sure.
Speaking
Okay.
of that, that's actually what I'm installing right now. But that's not the point.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Look I have the opportunity to finally install this. I'm gonna do it, all right. I want to see how these play, but I was just like, I don't have the memory.
But now you do.
Now I do. But like, you know, they went out all like I said, they've gone all the way out for details. They made sure to put that screenshot on the back of the box so that the joke lands when you have to look at the back of the box, it's still there.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're still
The back
making
of the
sure.
box.
So I'd like to understand how they're going to work that with 4. 4 is the one that has a lot of like that kind of stuff. If they put 5 doesn't have a lot of that. So
Mm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
But
figure
no.
out some shit.
But since we're already here, do you want to just do pickups before we continue further?
I would say yes, but you might be the odd one out. Because
Why?
I also don't have anything this week.
Oh, you don't have anything?
No, I don't.
Nope.
I pointed to Mark like we could even see pickups. Anyways,
I have this game right here. Like, wait, hold on, hold the hell out.
What-
Here,
Mark,
let
what
me
are you
just
talking-
let me just get my VTuber model.
well, we can talk about like games we're playing, but like
Oh,
or
sure.
things we're doing, watching. Yeah, sure. But like, I have 4 pickups. I got 4 pickups. 2 of them are actually games. The other 2 are not games. So,
They're movies.
anyways,
Mm.
no, they're all Switch related.
Oh, what the fuck?
Let's see. My first pickup is a limited run delivery. Surprise, surprise. But
Surprise.
yeah, it's a Batora.
Surprise, Shade.
I'm gonna call it Batora.
Akura.
I'm gonna call it Batora Lost Haven.
What the fuck?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Akura.
This is an isometric action RPG.
Oh fuck
Yeah.
yeah. What?
But like, it looks cool. I've never heard of it, but apparently
What?
Steam has like overwhelmingly positive reviews in this game. So
All right.
Nice.
cool. I was like, I'm down. And then this one was kind of a random buy. I wasn't gonna pick this up, but it was on sale, and I was like, for that price, I can't miss it because I don't want it to be rare later.
Mhm.
And like, it's been missing in my Switch collection for so long that I'm like, I kind of need to get this. And yeah, I finally have it. Justin, be proud of me. I got Mega Man Battle Network Legacy
Let's
Collection.
go. It's about time.
It's about damn time, dude. $40.
Time to jack in.
I should probably-
Wait.
I should probably play a Mega
Wait.
Man at some point.
You said what, Mark?
I should probably play a Mega Man game really at one point. I played the demo for like 11, I think.
My brother in Christ, you have an Xbox. You can play all of them except this one. Like,
I played the demo.
You're right.
I know. I remember. I played the. I think I played like the demo or the tryout for the Legacy Collection. I think that's what I did.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Granted, these are RPGs, so you probably
Well, it's kind of card based for.
it's card based / RPG. It's kind of weird to talk about this game, really, but the ones you're thinking of are the 2D platformer ones. Those are the ones you should play. Yes,
100%.
100%. Mark, you have an Xbox. Those games are always on sale.
It's true.
And I'm talking like, and don't say you can't afford it. I'm talking like $7.50 for like 10 games. Knock it off.
Me with my $7.55 in the bank.
Well, you can live off 5 cents. I've done it. I don't recommend it, but I've done it.
Trifling.
And now we gotta get Mark onto financial audit. Granted.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I was thinking like, good lord.
Does Tanuki have benefits?
Oh,
It's true.
Here we go.
It's true, we don't. I mean, I'll buy band-aids if is that what you want.
Fucking peroxide is extra. That's crazy.
You bought these band-aids with Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Look, they got the Bluey on it.
No, the problem is, Justin, the problem is he's gonna cost us the most. We have to ship it to him.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, we don't do remote employees. You gotta get out here, dog.
Does the company cover my moving costs?
I mean, to an extent.
No, we don't cover that.
Oh no, the U-Haul.
I don't think about vacation either. We don't cover that either.
Oh man, I see. Is the basement at least clean?
What basement? We're in Cali.
Yeah, we don't have basements in Cali. We live on Santa Ana line. Like,
I thought that's where I'd be staying, is someone's basement.
We got
I mean, sure,
backyard.
if you wanna like die during an earthquake.
Like a shed, maybe.
Oh, wait a minute, you had an earthquake recently, right?
Oh, New York did, not us.
Oh, okay. I heard it wasn't even that big of a deal, and everybody made it a big deal. Or in New York, in Jersey, it was a lot bigger. That's the epicenter.
Yeah, it was bigger in Jersey.
Yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
yeah, no, Mega Man, baby.
Yeah, right.
True.
It's good. I'm happy to have this. I've only played Mega Man Battle Network 3, and I think it was the blue version. So I've never actually experienced the rest of the series. So I'm really happy to have something where I can play them
Like
all without having to break my money and break the bank getting the GBA carts. So
True.
And 5 has the cool extras that the DS version of 5 had, right?
I don't know about that. Might have to check on that.
Okay.
Because that's the
I'll
only
look
thing
into
that's
it.
missing is really Double Team and possibly those like crossover things for like collaborations with 4.
The collaboration stuff is in there.
Nice.
You get to toggle it. So you if it's a cartridge or something, you can toggle it in the options and then play the game as is. With like it'll be like play game with this toggled on.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Zero and ZX do that too.
I love variety.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah. Because they even included the Japanese only battle chips that you can only get from certain events.
Sick. All right.
Yeah, so this is like the complete way to play these games, like overall content complete.
Very nice.
And then just for good measure, real quick, it is 2 separate volumes, so it is 2 separate applications that open up.
But they're all in cart though.
Yeah, thank you, Capcom, for finally learning how to put them both on the cartridge. That makes me feel a lot better in my
They
life.
kind of hit or miss.
Man,
What matters
you
that
know,
they hit it.
what's upsetting is that they do something good like this, right? And then they take 2 steps back every time. Like they do Mega Man Legacy 1 and 2, right?
Sure.
Legacy 1 is on the cartridge, but 2 is a download. And I'm like, okay, sure. Then they do a Mega Man 11. It's all in the cart. And I'm like, that's cool. Then they do Mega Man X Legacy Collection, where 1 is on the cartridge, 2 is a download. And I was like, oh my God. Then they do 0 and ZX. And I'm like, everything's on the cartridge. Good. This one, everything's on the cartridge. Do you want me to tell you about Monster Hunter Stories?
Ooh.
That's an unfortunate one, dude. So Monster Hunter Stories 1, right? It's getting remastered in June. So it's coming out. 1, let's just get the PlayStation fans out of the way. There is no physical copy for PlayStation at all.
That oh wow. I didn't know about that.
Like, screw you guys. Like screw PlayStation fans. You guys don't even get one. And then for Switch, there is a physical copy with a caveat. The physical copy is $60. It's technically the Monster Hunter Stories collection, but only the first game, the one that's coming out in June, is on the cartridge. The second game, Wings of Ruin, is a digital code. When that game already has a physical copy.
Disgusting.
So it's basically Capcom trying to get like more money off or more money to make a physical copy because they don't want to spend the money on it.
Oh, profit.
And I'm like, but like, so the problem is that people are gonna want to buy that collection because I want that collection for the sole purpose of having Stories 1 physically because I have to. I have to. And that's the issue. I don't want to spend $60 on something that's only $30 on the eShop.
Is it really only 30 on the eShop?
It's only a $30 release.
Wow. All right.
So they're using Stories 2 as an excuse to charge you to $30 basically.
Time to go for Play Asia.
Yeah, Play Asia does have it. You can import it and it's only the first game. That one's I think it's only like 25, honestly.
Something like that. So it's like,
yeah. I mean, I don't like the Japanese spines, but I mean, man, I might have to because I really want Stories 1 in my collection.
But not try to go for a whole collection and just have a spare digital code.
Yeah. It's just, because I'll just have, well, we can always do a giveaway, but like still,
Sure
like,
enough.
we can always do, whenever we open the Discord up for Tanuki Media, we can just do a digital code giveaway.
Fair enough.
But like, it's annoying, dude. I don't want that to happen. Because the Monster Hunter Stories games are great. They're like Pokemon, but Monster Hunter.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. So, let me just get
Gotcha.
through my two last pickups. So I got two more pickups that are not games. They are for Switch though. They're not games. This one comes with a little story. I was playing. I think I was playing Princess Peach or something, and Katrina was like sitting in there because she was like, "Oh, you're using your green Joy-Cons again," and I was like, "I'm hoping they work because for people who don't know, my green Joy-Con, my left one started eating my battery." So like it'll just won't charge and it'll just take power. Like my Switch will be on the dock and it's draining the battery.
The hell is that about?
Yeah, I don't know, but I knew it was the Joy-Con because whenever I take it off the dock, my Joy-Con battery icon's flickering. It's going red, green, yellow, red, green, and I'm like, ugh.
What the fuck?
So I don't know what it was. So
Did you
Katrina
send it to
was
repair?
like, well, do you want? No, even better. She was like, do you want new Joy-Cons? And I was like, well, I don't want you to pay for them. So we went a little half and half, but I got a new set of Joy-Cons.
Oh.
Yeah, they doesn't look like the color because they're the pastel ones, but I got
Those ones.
I got pastel purple and pastel green.
I don't believe you, but I'll believe you.
That's a purple.
It looks like the pink, right? It looks like
it
pink,
does.
But I've seen pastel pink, and it's a lot brighter than this.
Really? Oh, okay.
So I did get pastel purple and pastel green. Honestly, they kind of look sick on when they're actually docked and on the Switch. They kind of look nice. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
These pastel ones look kind of sick. Like no cap. I was like, dang, these look kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. So that was cool. Got new Joy-Cons to finally play with and make my OLED a little more distinct than just having the white ones.
Very nice.
And then, as we alluded to earlier, yes, I upgraded my SD card. I got it on a really good sale. I only paid with shipping $96. I had to get it from Western Digital themselves.
Oh.
Because Amazon sold out, but the sale was also for the main like SanDisk / Western Digital website.
Sick. Okay.
So I have a whopping 1.5 terabytes, baby, on my Nintendo Switch, which at the time of this podcast is the highest memory you can get for a micro SD card.
Right now, yes.
Right now. The Switch itself supports up to 2, correct?
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. The Switch can do up to 2 because Nintendo future-proofed it. But like as of right now, 1.5 is the highest. So fun fact, I kept telling you guys that for years I've only had a 512 gigabyte one.
No.
All right. I fibbed. Apparently, It was 400 gigs.
What?
So it was worse, is what I'm
You
hearing.
get the extra 112 from.
I can't really see it, but yes, it was 400 gigabytes that I've been rolling with for like 5 years, and it lasted me this long. You've seen my collection, like
Yeah.
it lasted me this long. So granted, I just upgraded a little bit more than double.
That's a little strange.
So what I'm trying to say is I don't think I'm going to need another SD card upgrade for a long time. So
That's good.
Yeah.
And you know, the Switch has a lot, and it's going to come to that time where, I mean, we kind of hope it won't be the case, but considering the fact that Nintendo will shut down servers, it will close down shops, it's only just like an eventuality. You know, there'll come that time where you'll need to stock up on all Switch stuff. So those extra bits will come in handy, especially if you just have access to like the largest like possible like memory, which I'm still waiting on. I'm waiting on 2 terabytes, and then I'll be good. Then it'll just be about stocking up on whatever software.
a good example of what's going on right now, I've re-downloaded all my archive stuff that I had. I had a couple things archived, stuff that I wasn't legitimately playing right now at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, whatever, I'll archive it for now and late, you know. I did that. I moved some stuff from my system memory that was installed into the micro now as well. With a few exceptions, like Smash, I like to keep on my system as an in case, and all my virtual, like I call it virtual console, the NSO apps I keep on the on the system. But like everything else, like all those other updates, I just throw them on the micro. And I did all that. I moved everything. I re-downloaded all these archive games. Everything's done. I'm installing Metal Gear Solid right now, and I installed like just this stack of games right now. Just this stack right here, right? I have 977 gigs still.
You know,
Goodness gracious.
future proofed it.
100%.
100%.
100%. There's no reason to.
Well,
Oh, I was reading the chat. Sorry,
Oh,
but yes.
yeah.
But yeah, crazy. I'm gonna kind of just go through my games soon and just update everything and just make sure everything's up to snuff. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially my first party Nintendo stuff, like that stuff for me is important to be like fully updated in case we need to do, or I want to make videos of those later, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's because there's topics of Switch stuff I have in mind, so I want to get those in, but yeah.
ooh.
So, but Metal Gear in particular, you know, I talked about getting this from my friend the other day, or a couple episodes ago, but I was like, I don't have memory to install this. I feel bad.
Jesus, did it take that much?
32 gigs is the minimum. Minimum, because the cartridge only contains the NES games and the MSX games, and those don't even take up a gig.
Fuck.
So Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, they all pop up through the cartridge. There's no downloads for that. But they need to be updated to match the current, like the rest of the game has to be downloaded.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you can download even more, because if you go into like Metal Gear Solid 1's app, there's like you can play Metal Gear Solid Integral that requires a separate download because you have to download the Japanese versions to play that. Or there's like extra bonus missions for VR that you have to download another pack for that. And
Oh boy.
yeah.
A lot of work there, buddy.
Yep. So
Well, I guess was it? We're just still waiting on a new console.
as far as I know, that's also the case for PlayStation and Xbox. Those versions also require
A download.
like yes.
Oh.
The Switch version just gets it the worst because the cartridge itself doesn't even have the whole games. At the very least, the Series X and PS5 versions have the games on the disc.
It's just updates.
It's just those extra updates that you want for those Japanese versions still need to happen. Everything else, though, is fine. It's the Switch version that gets hit the hardest. Yeah.
That's just unfortunate, but that's kind of, I could see that type of mentality.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
All right. Was that everything?
Getting everything.
That was it. Yeah, that was all my. I only had 4 pickups. It was the 2 games, my Joy-Cons that I really like, and then my micro SD card.
Gotcha.
And I believe if there isn't any other major delivery, that should be it for me until Endless Ocean at least.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
unless you know, hey, limited run, send me my Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm down. But you know,
I don't think that's getting shipped until like July.
September.
Oh, ooh.
Well, mine's in September. I don't know. I bundled it with Felix the Cat and Arzette, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, my copies of whatever games, aside from Persona, those are expected for July and August. I don't know about Persona. They'll send it out.
You got the Grimoire editions, right? That's
yeah.
Why. Yeah. I was like, because I already got those, but yeah.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. So just wait for my time. Do we want to address the chat real quick? Because I did see that. Shouts to Ibrahim, by the way. I saw that he had posted earlier. But for Ghost Hand, how's it going, Ghost Hand? I don't know if you guys spoke of it, but Ross got Stop Killing Games project to get governments to look at publishers killing games and establish legislation about is super important. I don't know too much about that, actually.
I don't know too much about that either.
I just tuned into this guy named his name is Mudahar, but it's like
the dude that exposed the completionist. Got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but,
that's right.
But like, what is it? He had a video that said something about publishers. I was like, oh, that sounds crazy. And then I went to work, but I didn't watch it yet.
It's crazy with work.
Touching up on that. Yeah, I was like, that's wild. But who knows? Whatever thing they're kind of trying to do, I would assume is just to have more control on the product, and then because I feel like don't people have an issue with a lot of modding? They still have issues with modding, I'm sure.
I guess
one of the recent things I always think about.
Or Nintendo has an issue with modding.
No, publishers in general.
Okay,
it's like developers and all. Because like the recent thing I always think about is that thing with Chun-Li, is Street Fighter 6.
Oh Lord,
yeah,
that was kind of wild.
But that's a possibility to deal with when you got degen gamers doing shit like that. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Degen gamers is wild. Anyways, continue.
Bro, honestly, this is one of the things this is gonna happen. You always gonna have to deal with like rockheads in a circle you want to hop into. Because apparently, just taking this off of word of mouth, right? Because I'm just hearing things. I usually meet people where they're at, but from what I'm hearing. I heard it from Max because I was watching the stream about the stuff that's going on with Tekken. Apparently, when it comes to bitching, Tekken's like base is crazy. Like they bitch a lot. And I'm like, really? I would have. Well, I'm just not in that circle. I'm not in that circle of people who complain like that. But it's just something to consider, I guess. But all these angles to consider what people are complaining about, which is necessary to give like the proper patches and updates when they find an issue with the game. So it's not like it isn't wrong. Criticism is good, but where people just go off to like what do you call it, hate playing, where you play a game you hate or you
hate playing
people you have
crazy
like, a lot of issues with. Yeah, like there's stuff like that goes on. I'm like, man, I don't know what to tell you. And then now it kind of looks like developers and publishers are just cracking down in their own little divisive way. That's always like people are always going to have issues with what we do with games anyway. So we're just going to do what we want legislatively, I guess. That's just me throwing shit out because I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
Ghostan has a little bit of clarification. Ross is a YouTuber. He established a legal procedure to get governments to force publishers to allow online, like the games that are online only, games to be playable after service is shut down.
Oh, see, that sounds kind of interesting.
That does sound kind of interesting.
That does,
like,
yeah.
When the service is shut down, that really is weird. Like, why would they do that for a product that has that longevity?
Well, like, there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration. Is it just one company that's doing this? Like for event like Helldivers 2 is not it's a first party PlayStation published game. They have PlayStation Studios funding, but they are still a smaller team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would eventually assume if there's ever a Helldivers 3 that they would shut those servers because they need the money and the server like costs to go to the next game. There's stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, hold on. Question about that then.
So I'm not saying now before we continue this, I'm not saying, yeah, let's do it. Let's shut down these servers. No, I think that's dumb too.
No, my Mario
But
Kart 7. No.
But I also believe Ghost also referring to like when Nintendo shuts down their stores and like stuff like that as well.
That's a good. I mean, fuck, man.
Because yeah, that one does suck. Those are the hardest because those games are gone. Like unless they get HD remasters or ports or whatever. There's some 3DS games that are gone.
And Wii U too.
Wii U and Wii and DSi and DSi got nuked twice technically because the original so DSi's actual store on the DSi stuff, like you could not, that was shut down ahead of time, way ahead of time. But you could still download DSiWare games on your 3DS. But if you wanted to play them on their native hardware,
man, I don't know.
More context down here in chat.
This is why this stuff is super interesting because I would want to dive into like where these angles that these people are coming from. Because why would you? Damn.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about the crew. Yeah, I forgot that was a big thing on the internet this week. That the crew, it's a that Ubisoft, that racing game from Ubisoft that was online always, like only online.
The crew.
Yeah,
the crew.
It shut down.
Oh, okay then.
Sold 12 million copies and they shut down the game servers.
So now the game, you can't do shit with it.
Yep. It's just a disc or a download on your console that can't do anything.
So you just hop in and you get a...
You'll just get a message saying you can't access the servers.
Yeah. It's a very glorious way of saying you can't play this. That's
basically. You want to know more? You want to know a tragic one? Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. If you're not playing it on Switch, the other consoles require a Ubisoft account.
Really?
Yeah, so true. Switch, I don't know why the Switch version lets it happen, but on Switch you can turn your console to offline mode and you can still play the game.
But the other ones you can't.
But the other consoles require you to have a Ubisoft account. And like even if you say, nah, I won't do it right now, it'll still not let you play. It requires it.
Man,
that's wild.
These publishers are corny. I'm just thinking like, why? They're shooting themselves in the foot.
They probably have some kind of model in mind.
I think the model is like more of them having more control. But then I'm trying to just think about it.
Well, you know what?
We got a handful of
You just got to be comfortable owning your digital games, you know.
Oh yeah,
you just got to be comfortable with being a digital only like future. You know what I mean?
No, but it's more like
in the words of Ubisoft.
Why would you keep shooting yourself in the foot like that? Because wouldn't it? Money. We all know it's about money.
Yeah, right.
Why the money? When you want to get more money with like keeping
or save it,
keeping the demographic you're aiming for on your good side, like that's weird. So, bro, I want to do like a deep dive into this stuff. I really want to see like the ins and outs of like what goes on, like on the production end on these bitches. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me because I feel like there are some things that people ask for that are like out of like the realm of possibility. I would see that. I'm not against that because people are stupid. They can be stupid sometimes. So
corporations.
But then now you got to see it. Yeah, now you got to see it from a point of like someone who's asking for something reasonable. When you're trying to do a game that relies on so much that can, like, it doesn't have longevity. It's like, why invest in that? I think it would
what
be
was
like.
Wow, we're gonna just keep dunking on Ubisoft. What was that first-person shooter battle royale they had that only lasted like?
I
have no idea, but that was gonna link it to what I think it is. Isn't it because of Fortnite? Like the business model of Fortnite's done. Like everybody's just trying to log.
Everyone wants to be battle. Everyone wants to be Fortnite. Everyone wants to be the next big success.
Yeah,
that's corny.
That's corny. Bro, it's cringe.
Only very few games can get there. It's like I know that Apex Battle Legends.
Apex Battle Legends.
Shit, how's Apex?
Apex Legends. I'm sorry.
Oh, Apex. Oh, okay. I was gonna say like
Legends,
That's the
I
mobile
almost,
version?
I almost said Raid Shadow. Anyway,
I mean, Apex really came out of fucking nowhere.
it did, but Apex also isn't booming as it used to be.
Yeah, but it definitely still exists.
Sure, but that they're one of the few exceptions to the rule, right? There's very few exceptions to this rule.
Mhm.
And it's funny because Fortnite isn't even the original battle royale. So
Yeah,
True.
no, I don't know what it is, but I know it's not that.
DayZ was correct.
Yeah, I believe it was DayZ.
It was DayZ, and then it
No,
went
wait.
into.
Might not have been DayZ. It might have been H1Z1.
DayZ.
Thank you. You're right. H1Z1, and then it went into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, PUBG.
And
PUBG.
Then Fortnite came out of nowhere after Save the World basically sucked.
Yeah, I think it was either right as they were launching their battle royale, or it might have been a little bit after is when Apex showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, buddy.
In all fairness,
Yeah,
that was a good call on them.
Yeah, it worked out.
An absolutely massive call because
Damn. That is hold on.
Yeah,
the appeal with Fortnite would just be a lot of like the memery, in my opinion. Because even people out here like with Fortnite, they're like, "Whoa, this new season map sucks." I'm like, bro, I don't know. From an outside perspective, it look like the same shit to me.
The
You get to
gameplay
play
is cool.
Goku now.
I think the foundation of the gameplay is like pretty solid, even if you
The
don't do
gameplay is
like
actually pretty damn good.
build or no build zone. Like I think
Yeah, right.
it's just a solid
no, that-
foundation, and the fact that they make that like free to play, which just cosmetics as like things you would buy, I think that just that shook the entire industry.
actually, no cap. I sending it to you guys in chat. I was playing Fortnite today because I downloaded it again on my Switch. And
How's that feel?
Yeah, zero build, fire. Zero
the way to
build
go.
is it's the way to go, dude. And that might be the boomer in me that doesn't want to build. Sure, why not? We can call it as it is, right? But I just think it's more skillful. You got to be more skillful in your actual play because you have to actually use the terrain and understand what's around you to actually like be good in combat.
I'm thinking of the
You can't
stereotypical
just-
like pop and then
You can't just pull the Amish from Family Guy and just build.
Yep.
exactly that.
So, in my opinion, that's pretty fun.
Fair enough. That's a
It is
bad
pretty
argument.
On top of that, they also added attachments now, so that's another layer to it.
Yeah, God,
Interesting.
and you're correct. Unreal Engine 5 is crazy. It's crazy
Oh, yeah.
how much they're actually doing with it.
There's also the custom games now.
Yes,
Essentially Forge.
it's basically just their version of Forge. Yeah,
But it's pretty well done.
I haven't dove into it. But I played Fortnite Festival because Rock Band, but that was kind of interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me a minute to understand the buttons, but
Mhm.
I at some point I was getting 5 stars on. I got 5 stars on Expert on Everlong, and that's the
Wow.
hardest difficulty for a drum. And I was like, well, crap. And I was like, because you can pick your instrument, right? And the fact that Harmonix makes that and uses the Fortnite engine is really cool. It looks like you're playing Rock Band. It's really like spot on.
Wow.
And it's cool because it's not just rock music. They go and they have a Kendrick Lamar track on there right now.
Mm.
That's like a level 5 for drums. It's like the second hardest level.
Oof.
It's out. I was like, yo, I gotta get in on this.
You need to pair that with the Riffmaster.
Nah, that's crazy. God. Nah, I'm super curious about what the hell people are planning to do when it comes to like I guess developing moving forward. Because
What
Mhm.
in general for games?
I guess yeah, because I'm trying to be mindful that Fortnite is in a genre. You can't.
Aye.
I don't think
Battle
you can put
Royale?
that the shooter, third person shooter, battle royale. Like you can't put that model on every other genre.
You
But,
technically
You
Could.
could. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could. Right?
But-
Because
should use the
Fortnite,
question.
Fortnite is a third person shooter. Warzone still does numbers.
It does, surprisingly.
Warzone still does numbers. Whether that's because it's the Call of Duty brand or not.
Oh, wait, well, okay, shooters, sure, we could do that stuff. Free to play, and then
Hmm.
cosmetics is what you use to get like the money and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah, it could be
Call of
driven
Duty
into that.
Warzone is a battle royale, though. That's the thing.
so
Mhm.
so we're just going off of battle royale then?
Yeah.
Battle royale, sure. Okay. Then what about
I
other
see the
genres?
appeal.
I don't know if other genres really work out because I'm just thinking about Tekken right now. Tekken's honestly got this thing where people are upset about paying for outfits and all this other
Mhm.
nonsense.
I
Same
think
thing that happened with
I think the
Street Fighter
problem.
6.
Capcom
I think
as
the
well.
problem with those, there's two reasons for that though, right? One, you're already paying $70 to $60 for these games,
For the most part, yeah.
and two, why are they so expensive?
Which one are we talking about? Street
Well,
Fighter?
let's use Street Fighter for an example.
Street Fighter was
'Cause
like
it
what,
is.
15, 10 bucks.
My brother in Christ, what was the outrageous price they wanted for the TMNT collab?
That was like 15 bucks.
A piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so
15
essentially,
bucks a turtle.
Yeah. That
so
was,
if you want the
that was
full
What are you,
collection, you're buying another game.
$60?
kinda rough. Yeah.
Nah, you can get the hell up out of here with that.
Yeah. This is where I'm gonna, because I don't know shit and I want to learn, but I'm just wondering,
Yeah, what's the strategy for that?
like, because the thing is, stuff is getting more expensive to make.
Sure.
What is a fair and non, like, what is it? Like a non-vulture way of getting what you can to make that profit back from the investment into these games.
That's a really good question because I would not know how to answer that.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like, because we have to think about it for like every demographic, right? For if you're talking finances, you need to think about where everybody is in like a fucking in your finances for brackets. Like if you got low income people who, you know, have access to a PS5 and a console, whatever the fuck you putting your money and time into, and then your little middle class people, those are the things. However, the money flows into from that regard. I guess you have to think about it from that perspective. Because say if there's people who do have the money to afford this stuff and not get like, you know, not get gouged out, like what's the complaining coming from if you can't afford it? Now, if we're trying to meet in the middle ground to where it's more accessible for everybody, be it for casuals or hardcore people, like where, like what's the what? Because even then, like they put this stuff on. Now it's on, you know, it's on PC. So do those people even need to? They don't have a need to pay the skins because they could just mod stuff now. So that takes money away from that revenue as well. Because like somebody did a mod for June's what is it, Tekken Tag 2 outfit. It's like now it's in the Legacies Tekken shop. It's like why would I have to pay for it when I could just mod it? So that kind of like takes into an account like, are they really gonna have a chance to make profit from all the time invested into this game? I don't know. I'm trying to be fair on both sides. Because imagine putting all this time into like who knows who invests into your game, and then maybe you didn't make the profit on like fucking what, like month 6 or whatever. Because I think for fighting games, like making what did Street Fighter 2 make like in month 2 like $1 million?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, right? Wasn't like
I
$1 million?
can't
like,
remember, but it was a lot.
Yeah, and that's like crazy for a fighting game, considering for fighting games, because all the other games are in their own fucking their own realm of universe of money and their demographic live. But how general it is compared to like how hardcore players gravitate towards Tekken and Street Fighter, I'm assuming.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think that Tekken and Street Fighter they do have those hardcore players. But there is one game that has more hardcore players than any fighting game franchise I've ever seen in my life, and that is Smash.
Yep.
I mean, is it hardcore or is it more just like a general grasp? Because they're in their own realm too. Them in like Mortal Kombat, they will always do fine. From what I've come to know, because I was like, that's crazy.
Smash, because I give this to Smash players, dude. They're hard. They be looking at the frame rate. They look at the frame data. Like they say, how many frames is this?
Everyone does that though.
Yeah, everybody does that. No. But like just the like a guaranteed fan base of income. Because you have a guaranteed fan base, no doubt. But like how often are these people gonna like, you know, funnel in money to this franchise? Some of that stuff is not guaranteed.
Anytime a Smash Character Pass comes out, I guarantee you it's selling.
It's true. Well, I mean, like, the thing is that, well, we talk about Smash Brothers, and that's from Nintendo. Nintendo's a large, like, entity that doesn't just have Smash Brothers, and that's not to disregard or dismiss, like, sales for Smash Brothers. But when I think about NetherRealm Studios, I just think Mortal Kombat. That's just me.
Mortal
but,
Kombat.
like,
that's
yeah, like,
that's their biggest
yeah.
Kombat.
I mean, it's NetherRealm, right? It's based. The name is literally based on a Mortal Kombat thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like
what else
there's a
could they make?
lot riding on them when it comes to making a good Mortal Kombat game. and then also like supplementing that, like getting a lot of returns back on that one. Capcom's kind of weird because Capcom has a lot of games too. But Street Fighter is like Street Fighter is their leading fighting game until they bring back Marvel.
I think their most profitable game is Monster Hunter, isn't it?
Maybe
Resident Evil, isn't it?
That's
no, I think
actually don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, the most sold Capcom game of all time is Monster Hunter World.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, we'll double check on that one because I know that Monster Hunter World was definitely a good pivot point too.
Yeah, it's a good amount of money coming in from that franchise.
What are you asking for specifically, Mark?
The most sold Capcom game of all time. I'm pretty sure it's Monster Hunter World.
It's MVC3, baby. But no, it's like it's such an interesting conversation because I would like to honestly think of what can work, because sometimes developers do be making some dumbass decisions where some of this stuff could have been super easy to like just smooth out with the audience and stuff. But then the audience kind of like, I'm not trying to harp on the PC guys too much, but like there's some things that they could just like loophole and avoid paying for some things.
We'll just take that off of you and that off of you.
But like think about it from this perspective. But then again, I like Tekken a lot.
Mark,
I'm saying multiple sources say that yes, it is World.
I have a source that's saying close.
His GameSpot.
No. I have a source that says Monster Hunter World was 22.7, but Street Fighter 2 was 22.9.
That is close.
Let's see.
However, I think that has to do with the fact that Street Fighter 2 has a lot of versions. So if you're not counting that,
I was going to say that kind of leads into what Ghost Hand was saying.
I believe it's World. With Monster Hunter Rise being second place. Wow.
Ooh.
Dude, when Monster Hunter World opened the West up to Monster Hunter, and Rise sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, but Rise was a Switch exclusive for a little bit.
Yeah, and then it blew the fuck up even more when it went multi-platform.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they just had people waiting. It was like, hey, yo, pull the trigger. And they went to the shops.
Like, just think about it. You don't have to sell hard the idea of whack giant monster, make it into armor, and go whack more monsters. That's just fun.
Obviously, they've had like a whole legacy on Monster Hunter, and they've really crafted it into like what it is now for sure. But I want to actually
with the announcement of Wilds, people are now just flocking back to.
Now we're just waiting.
Return to World.
That's true. Now. See, if anything, the Monster Hunter devs, they know the worth, and Capcom also recognizes that. But Ghost Hand was actually saying that Street Fighter also has like a weird aspect of releasing variations of the core game.
That's why. So if you're not counting the fact that Street Fighter 2 has so many different versions,
Hyper, Ultra,
Alpha,
Combo, Beta,
Robot Monkey Team,
Omega,
Shiro, the Shiro version,
Hyper, Hyper.
That's crazy, man. But still, yeah, I really gotta tune into this stuff, man.
It's interesting because
I just hear like,
right. It's like I get what you mean, because sometimes like they just don't make like the greatest decisions, and you wonder like what's going on with that. Because I get that they want like more like money out of it, like through expansion passes. Like we see that's almost a staple now, but when individual costumes could say it costs you like $15 a piece, it's like, well, why exactly?
I like Leonardo too, but damn all that, like I don't know.
It's tough.
It's also gonna. Here's also the thing you keep in mind is because game development is changing in just the way of. I think one of the reasons so many games aren't being like what they used to be on release is just due to the scale at which companies are envisioning these games, and I think it could be a combination of being rushed, trying to meet the publisher's deadlines that they have set from the investors, and it could be a bunch of things, but I definitely think that it's deadlines and maybe aiming too high.
I wouldn't deny that. I think it's weird a little weird sometimes, where they just kind of guarantee it too often on the updates and patches. Because I kind of got used to the idea that when they get a product out, but they'll just be like, we'll update as we go. That update as you go thing, rather than having something at least competent, right?
You're referring to the Rise of
Day
Kong?
one release? Yeah, like
the
what is
live
it now?
Good lord.
Dude, the
No,
live
but-
service model works. It does, but the thing is, for a live service model to work, there has to be enough in the base game to buy you time as you make these updates, and you have to make these updates in a timely manner, or the interest is going to fizzle out.
You
I was
mean
gonna talk
to
about
say
Cyberpunk.
sustainability, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No, wait,
Shut-
don't put Cyberpunk in that conversation. Cyberpunk should not have won live service award. Second of all, the game's not live service. They were just trying to fix a broken game. There's a
That's
difference.
what
That's what I was gonna say.
I didn't count.
You get it.
In my personal opinion, I was like, when I saw Cyberpunk in the live service thing, I was like,
No, the
why
fact that
the
they
fuck is it
won. The fact that they won.
I was like,
okay.
it's one update.
Hold on. You guys have been holding on to that fucking 6-shot per minute.
I've had that in the chamber, dog. Like,
Phil has. I'm just simply
Keanu
saying,
Reeves
like,
betrayed you.
no,
Like,
because
look at
now I want to play it.
Cyberpunk Deadass is a good game. It was just
It
there's a bunch of
is.
bugs.
It's just I didn't want to play it in its broken state, but now that it's fixed and it has a physical copy, I with all that stuff on it, I
Which
want
I'm
it.
not. That's not a problem. But that's what I was trying to think. Like, this is where it gets to a point where all these developers could be leading to that same degree of we're just gonna release.
No, I'm tired
it.
of you, Aniyah.
Yeah, well, I think I'm agree with this shit. I'm not buying Cyberpunk, even if it is fixed. I'm not doing
Why not?
that.
And not only
I don't
that,
wanna
there's
play.
also
But it looks good.
It
Dude,
looks
there's
good. It could look good on somebody else's monitor.
Maya.
I'm not playing that game. No.
It's Idris Elba now. It
what's
makes it
cool.
good.
dude,
Yeah. Does it? Probably, but I'm still not gonna play it.
one of the things that I absolutely despise in modern game development
Okay.
is
Uh-oh.
probably them showing us this product that is probably halfway finished or nearly finished. We're getting so hyped. They've shown off the gameplay footage. They've shown off the engine. They've shown how it all works. Canceled.
Yo, you just reminded me of something. Also, that gets annoying too.
Because
Ooh.
they did it with, let's take Star Wars 1313. That was
That's a
one.
big offense.
That one hurt my feelings.
And then there was all up top of that Scalebound.
Whoa, wait a minute.
That
Star
also
Wars
is
1313 has a whole crazy thing too. Like that's just LucasArts making the worst decisions of all time. Because that was also around the time. Do you remember that Indiana Jones game that was supposed to be in the same engine as Force Awakens? I'm sorry, Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
That never came to be either. But it looked cool as hell during the trailers.
Also, keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. I think I heard somewhere 1313 wasn't so much completely canceled as much as it was shelved.
No, it's Disney says it's done.
Yeah, Disney
but
wasn't with that.
Disney owns all the rights to everything LucasArts. They're not even with it anymore. Trust me.
And on top of that, due to the reconstruction at EA, they canceled what was supposed to be a Mandalorian shooter from Respawn, which I was like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's kind of an
that
offense.
one hurts. That one
That
kind of
would've-
hurts.
dude. When I heard it was gonna be a Mandalorian FPS, I was like, that would have been dope.
That would have been delightful.
Hold on. You guys remind me of you guys probably talked about it at some point, right?
Mm.
What's that game that happened recently where all the hype and trailers behind it was on Steam? It was like the most, like whatever day one or whatever it's called.
Daisy.
Day
Daisy?
after tomorrow or whatever the crap is.
I think it was like, I'm trying to think. Was it? I feel like it was.
Hold on. We're gonna find it because it was a game
Okay.
that did like a whole bunch of hyping the crowd up, and then as soon as it released on day 1 or 2, everybody uninstalled that mess.
Oh yeah, it was dead on release.
Yeah, they don't release
it's not
like-
Daisy. I know what game you're talking about. It
like
literally
tom-
got like taken
tomorrow
down like a
something.
month in, right?
It
Yeah,
was
something
relatively
like that.
recent, right?
Yeah, it was
Something
recent.
interesting.
Oh god, what was it?
I'm gonna find it. I know I'm gonna find it.
I know it's that one.
Was it that
one
like
zombie survival
Last
game.
of
It
Us
is a
looking?
zombie game.
Yeah, it was the Last of Us looking
no.
one.
Yeah.
The
and it was
key art,
pretty
the key art had like a Last of Us look to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also looked like DayZ. That's why I was thinking kind of.
good. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
gotcha.
right. It had day in it. It's called. I think it's called The Day Before. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
And-
ass.
And
Oh
it was
no, that's
and it was-
unfortunate.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
It's
was
mad
rough.
unfortunate.
It's one of the biggest failures in modern gaming, probably.
So it kind of
Like you put that in textbooks.
Yeah, the day before that'd be cold. Don't do that on the wiki. The
Why not, dude?
it stuck to what Mark said earlier, where it's like these promises. They have a lot of confidence in what they can do as far as like development, and yet when it gets down to the actual work involved, I guess it gets too much for them, and then they end up falling behind on it. Honestly, there's something else that's happening. I think recently, I never heard of this person before, but apparently they're a game developer. But like every time I see them, they're always talking about like some weird philosophy stuff. So I'm like, wow, this guy, I believe he would fail on a project, but I don't know the ins and outs yet. But it's like some streamer.
Oh man, that's unfortunate, dog.
It's a streamer who's doing what's it? I think he's getting sued. What? How do you say his name? He had a game called like the Bazaar. I think the game was called Bazaar or something like that.
Adventure.
Bizarro.
Don't you dare sully the name of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you son of a.
The Bazaar as in a shop, not bizarre as in weird.
Oh,
Bizarre as in adventure.
Bazaar.
My God, the Bazar.
Don't say, you're dangerously close to another word there. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh no,
let's not have that on this podcast.
It's this dude.
Not on the 500th episode, Aniyah. Come on.
That friendship was going
All
0 to
right.
death.
All
Give me a
right.
second, hold on.
All right. 500 episodes. Been a good run, guys. Hard R's at the ready.
And with this, I will part with one last final word.
No.
What are you
Oh
doing?
no. I thought it was like
I just want to play video games with my friends. What are you doing?
We're going back to Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
Oh,
No, you shut the hell up, Mark.
Back to the virtual
I've never
trenches.
been, I ain't never been
Mark,
been a huge
I'm-
fan of this.
You're making me sweat. Like, I have to take this off.
Bro, Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were built different.
That's fair. Like, that was a different age.
That was a time where it's like people would just that was just talking shit. It was horrible, but it was just talking shit.
We played with the society.
Yeah, but hold on. Yeah, hold on. Apparently this article is like old. From like I'd say old. It's like October last year.
Agreed, Ghost
But
Hand.
still
Those
kind of
Modern Warfare 2
It was
lobbies.
like late. Yeah, it
Every
was like
certain
late,
man
late
and some new
October.
ones.
Yep.
True.
Oh, dude. Most of the lobbies got annoying like 12-year-olds, so it's just like back then, honestly. But
I think it's even now.
aside from all that, yeah. But
Every slur known to man, and,
It's true.
and even slurs you never even heard of until then.
Bro, me and my friend David were playing like probably it was like 2020. I think we were playing the original Modern War, not original. We were playing the first 2019 Modern Warfare, and of the new trilogy. And we were just playing. This 12-year-old fucking just calls my friend the N-word at the hard R. My friend's a white guy. He just said, "What did you just say to me? You should be in school."
What did you just say?
I'm getting.
Why are
I'm
you
getting
exposing yourself, Mark? What is
I'm-
this?
I'm getting sick of these kids. Hold on. But still, honestly, back to all the game development.
Right.
stuff.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Good.
Good.
Yeah, I was like,
we were flying too close to the sun there, kid.
My wings.
I was talking about the name of the
Glue in
game.
my
And you
wings
guys
smell-
went to Modern Warfare.
call me Kid Icarus, dog, because we were flying way too close.
Hey, yo, Phil, those wings looking a little shaky there, bud.
Nah, man.
Those wings
hold
look a
on.
little tasty.
Nah, honestly though.
Fly closer.
honestly, just trying to get like a good idea of what these people do when it comes to developing these games and what can lead to a model that can be such as like very what's the word? It's not vulture. I was like
I see that branding.
predatory. Yeah, predatory business practice in terms of like getting money from you. So that's why I'm really trying to get involved in trying to understand this stuff. This guy, this article is from like fucking from last year, but the day before, this was like within the past couple of months as well. So yeah, all these things were down from indie to big AAA studios, whatever dumb stuff they do. It's like y'all, I feel like isn't like a lot of examples to work around and see how to actually engage with the audience, right? And then make a profit again, because it all stems from money, but also to a point where you're at least being, I don't know, competent. Because like what's going on with with Tekken.
Competence.
Yeah.
Anyways,
What was going on with Tekken and like all the the stuff they're doing with Tekken Talk, where they have people give their 2 cents and everything.
Oh, interesting.
That's
yeah,
cool. But then also they're also adhering to all the other bullshit, like the bull stuff. I was gonna say swear. I gotta stop swearing. Also,
I'm glad you're
you
making
no
the
way.
effort.
yes,
I didn't just calculate how many times you dropped the F-bomb. By the way, you're at like 10.
that was not 10.
It was not 10. It was
Give me a
like
second. All right, we're on the cusp of 10.
Okay.
I didn't say it, but honestly, I'm just on an understanding of where it comes from on their end. They're at least being transparent, as far as I know. I want to hope that they are. But
I think the more transparent a company is with the audience, the more the more they're going to see that, hey, maybe.
Okay, look, yeah, there could be. It's enough transparency to where there's like some
A scam, but genuinely competent game already exists. It's called Power World. Thank you, Ghost Man. That was funny.
Whoa.
Hey, I agree. Pal World's a great game. I agree.
It's 100% a scam. He's not wrong, but it's pretty fun.
It's a damn good one. It's a damn good one.
The guy scammed me, baby.
Oh my god. Well, dang, man. Defend the audience when they're cool as a scam as long as it's good. That's
I'd rather enjoy the scam rather than not enjoy the scam.
How much? Well, hold on. How much did you get scammed out of?
Pal World, what, like $30?
$30.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's also on Game Pass.
And I enjoy it. I mean, they plan on adding more to it. So would you really call it a scam if it's still going?
Oh, you know what? That's another thing we'll have to talk about. I guess I don't know if you guys discussed Power World in length because
we did.
It's been a while.
Bro,
I live on a rock, and I'm only caring about lifting the rock when Tekken's involved. But it's just like it's just to a point where there's so many things that you can look at and be like, let's not do that, But then again, this game is probably this might be the most like expensive fighting game, I think. Or at least I keep hearing that. So it's like, why not? Max keeps saying it. So it's like, maybe it's true.
Nah,
but
yeah, I see it.
That's what I mean, maybe. This game looks good, in my opinion. I don't know if there's anybody who's bitching about like, oh, the textures don't show the polyester satin as much. Like, I don't know who the fuck complains about that. But
I've seen it in Tekken 8. Tekken 8 looks so highly detailed. I'm like, how could you complain about it graphically? That doesn't make any sense.
I hope people don't. But like, but then that's money involved too, because I would like, dude, if games just look like this, stop. Like, I don't care about how realistic it can get. This is fine. This right here is fine. Motherfuckers want to look at your pores and stuff. I'm like, why? Who cares? I'm not trying to see. Oh, he got eczema. I ain't trying to see that on a character I'm playing.
What?
Like, I don't know what
My brother in Christ, what are you doing?
I don't know what these people are doing. Who cares about ray tracing? How much investment is that for ray tracing? Nobody cares about that. Then it goes to a point where you have to stem to, what mode you want to play on. Do you want to play on the performance mode or you want to play on the high graphics mode? You won't get like fluidity of 60 frames a second, but it looks good. I don't care. I want to make sure this thing functions. And it already looks nice as it is on performance mode. But people, it's a push and pull where you're trying to appease people who care about more function in the game, but then people like function because how else are you gonna play the game? But then they also want like aesthetics to the 10th degree, and it's like, y'all shut up. Give me a second. Let me work on the game.
I agree with you like 98%, 99%. I agree with you. There is that 1% where I will say I do think there is a good thing when it comes to enhancing the graphics. Whereas, think about this, because if you're aiming for a certain type of game, like you're aiming for, say, like with Call of Duty, you're aiming for a more realistic approach.
Sure.
The more realistic it gets, the more you can simulate actual combat scenarios, and the more you can actually try to capture the brutality of war and stuff like that.
You got to answer this question about realism. Do the hoes have stamina in that game? Does your army guy get out of breath?
Dude, the hoes have stamina is a wild question, sir.
Visually.
Okay, because look, doesn't it?
Yo, that's fair. That's fair.
It already looks good. You're not wrong. It does already look good. But I think the thing that some and you're not wrong on this, because some people want photorealism.
Hey, I thought we played
like
games
they want to live in there.
For a second. Like y'all want to.
Because here's the thing, photorealism is when the game looks so good it cannot be separated from reality just about.
Bruh. I mean, that's interesting. I could appreciate the appeal of that, but bruh, I'm not playing Tekken.
I think the thing you need to separate in that when people can do that is it's kind of like with VR. People forget they're in a VR sometimes, and I'm like, how this looks nothing like the actual world.
Oh yeah, VR is. Oof.
Well,
So,
I guess it's how well you get acclimated into like that space and the art style and whatnot. Yada yada.
I guess just kind of you just get into it and you kind of just forget where you are, even if it doesn't look like the real world.
We'll
and
get
I think
there.
that's
We'll
and
get
I think that's fair. Oh, trust me, I think in like maybe 20, 30 years time, VR is gonna be crazy.
Oh, you know what, Mark? The Apple Vision Pro, where it has like that transparent mode. Technically, you're not really seeing the outside. That's what the camera is picking up. So
Is that augmented reality?
it's not. Well, I mean, yes, there's certain extents to it where like it would just like kind of close in like the surrounding environment to show you what it wants you to see. But there's also a transparency one where you can actually just see like what the camera sees to kind of supplement what you can see on the outside while being able to display screens in there. Some kind of crazy
I have
stuff.
a HUD.
Yeah, essentially, that's what they want.
I have a heads-up display.
Meanwhile, Google Glass solved that a long time ago, but that's gone.
Truly, what happened to Google Glass?
I guess it wasn't really supported.
Stadia
It wasn't of the
bankrupt,
time. It was too
That was a
far in
cool thing.
advance.
That was a cool thing we saw before. I was like, whatever
Not
happened to
the
that?
Stadia comment.
No, bro, it's also the same shit with the HoloLens.
Bruh.
That shit had me rolling, and oh my god.
Remember Xbox's VR? They were talking about the HoloLens, and now it's mostly used for like not military, sometimes military stuff, but mostly medical stuff.
Oh yeah,
Go Sam,
Sam.
thank you for coming through.
Like a lot, HoloLens is being used to help train doctors and shit like that.
That's really cool.
That's crazy.
But
That's
yes,
because like just the virtual technology allows you to look at the body in all sorts of ways in the VR space.
yeah. But I guess like the Apple Vision Pro like talk that I was having wasn't really adhering towards getting like immersed into a virtual space.
Because I think the peak of VR is going to be when we will be
I
able
stab
to move.
someone and they don't die.
Well,
Huh?
wow.
Whoa, that's
like
crazy. Who said that?
No, I was thinking it's when we'll be able to move. We'll be able to move. It's when we'll be able to move and actually feel, and all that kind of stuff, like the nerve gear kind of shit, but without the microwave.
Or like those like boom, feedbacks.
Yeah, basically, it's like once we can actually have a sense of touch and everything, and we can actually like move with just no controllers, just our thoughts. I think that's when VR reaches its peak.
Hmm.
You know what? I feel like.
No. What you got?
I
What
feel
you
like
got?
there's so many examples of why we shouldn't do that.
No, I agree. But
I was
think
mentally
Really, our
Google
parents
searching
would've told
that.
you not to.
but
Like,
but I think that would be VR at its peak is when we have basically made it to where you can actually just play the entire game just from your head. Like, you don't need a controller.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me
IVL.
add to it because all the examples that pop in my head is funny, and I'm not gonna take anything from just like Terminator or like fucking Matrix,
The Matrix.
or even
On the
iRobot. Okay, so
on the fence.
here's what I want to think. The demographic that you're trying to sell this to, the people who have to involve, hear me out. Hold on. The usual gamer, right? People who play these games, all right? They're kind of weird. A little weird. So imagine doing something like, think about how responsive and reactionary people are to things that we're not even feeling right now. You want to put that into their head and give them a sense of that in a video game? I don't know if they'll be able to deal with that.
I think that's about
Matter of
argument.
fact, they'll probably do this thing where they'll run out so much what's the shit stimulation to like what gives them a dopamine rush or whatever goes on in their brain. They were gonna be tuck it out and want the next thing. So I'm like, yo, just stop. Just stop. Because matter of fact, I saw I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was at like an amusement park or something. There was these dudes, they were like in this thing where it looked like a circular treadmill or something, and they're like hoisted up with like these VR things.
Oh no, you see, I
Hobo
like
was
that. I think that shit's cool.
Like like the way he was running in a circle. I was like, bruh, that looks kind
Oh,
of crazy.
I've seen that.
It's because
Yeah.
then you can actually move in the VR without running into something.
Yeah, and he,
Ideally,
like gave him,
right?
like a boundary. So yeah, like it's they gave him like a
Stop
restraint to where they can like move around and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool.
But imagine the price you need to set that up.
Yeah,
That's true.
Ridiculous.
That's why I say I think the peak of VR will be when you don't need that expensive of a setup and you'll be able to do it just like you would a modern console.
Just the good old
Sell
Sword
that
Art
mess in
Online
mass,
formula.
though. Yeah, sell that stuff in mass. Nah,
The technology's
I
not
don't know.
there yet.
Yeah.
They should get there.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Maybe they
I
shouldn't get there
understand
yet.
Don't get me
I
wrong.
think they should stop.
I understand the fear with it. I totally get where you're coming from on that. Like, I understand. Like, I'm just saying that, hypothetically speaking, I think that is when VR is at its peak. Is like once that is achieved.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah, I could see that being a peak
Mhm.
where we could do all that stuff. And be like,
Basically, with your nervous system, essentially.
The nerve
Yeah,
gear.
it would be cool to do that whole whatever the fuck. But nah.
Especially, like, that would also be really cool for people who are, like, say they're, like, quadriplegic or paraplegic.
Hmm.
And they could actually, in a virtual space, they could stand up.
That'd be
kinda sense-
crazy.
Well, sure. Well, hold on. I'd rather actually give them that. Don't make that mess virtual. Give them legs. Like I'd do
I
something.
know. I'm saying, like, for the
That's
meantime,
fair.
you know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Oh yeah. In the meantime, sure.
It's
Yeah,
like,
sure.
say if they can't afford their actual prosthetics, but if they can afford this, it's like at least this would give them that because they'll actually be able to feel, at least give them the feeling of being able to walk again.
That's very nice.
Sorry.
Don't-
Sorry. Continue. That sounds so
Look at Spy Kids.
condescending.
Look at Spy Kids 3. Look at Spy Kids 3.
You knock it off.
Enhance.
I'm not
His,
too sure.
Grandpa was able to walk again. He was huge.
I
Isn't
don't
that
know.
the Spike It? No, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Shark Boy and Lava Girl. It's the one where
Oh yeah.
George
yeah.
Lopez got the big old head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's always got a big head.
Always got a big head.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All this stuff is like nice, but a lot of people
Nicer.
aren't nice. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff they.
And also, one thing I think the gaming industry needs to get a hold of.
Hmm.
Good lord, y'all got to stop having so much drama.
Wait, who?
Oh.
The gaming industry, the drama that happens. Good lord.
Yeah, all that behind the scenes mess that they keep pulling off. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like I
don't
remember there was like one thing that happened recently. I don't know if y'all heard about it. Like the Captain America and Black Panther 1943 game.
Yes.
Sure.
There was that the head of the team of Cliffhanger Games.
Hmm.
I remember she had some remarks that she said that kind of rubbed people the wrong way.
What we
What did
got?
I miss? I mean, the trailer looked cool. What did I miss? Like what?
Oh, it was
God,
what
you
she
know what?
it's what she was saying in an interview.
Oh,
Well, it's
Wow.
because she said essentially what she had said in this interview was that she had specifically hired only minorities and not white people because she wanted to feel safe.
Oh, I heard about
What
this. Yep.
the what? Whoa.
And essentially, I was like, did you
Hmm.
just admit to racial discrimination in your hiring process?
Yes.
Ooh,
It was kind of wild.
that's it could have been worse. It could have been
Aniyah
worse.
did.
I don't know. It's kind of bad.
Like that's also bad, but I was
like,
thinking about the what?
I was
Come
like,
on.
wait, did she just actually just admit to discrimination in the hiring process?
oh.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Oh,
But no, I was thinking
Yeah,
I was thinking of drama as
that-
in like some kind of abuse going on within the workplace. And I thought that was the big
absolutely, that too. That too,
that's
like with
fucking annoying.
Activision and everything. That too, that needs to stop.
good lord, what's wrong with people? Yo. Okay, I'm sick of these people. I'm so sick of these people, bro. Yo,
no. I'm sick of all of it.
I want to run. I want to run defense for the audience, but then they got dumb stuff they put online a lot. Then they're already weirdos when we deal with like scenarios where we go to like events and shit happens over there. But then we also got developers being weird and all this other thing, all the other mess that's going on where they try to appease one sense of thinking for a demographic or investors. I don't know who the hell they trying to press or like stay on good terms with. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But again, it's just a part of the nonsense, part of the journey on seeing what's the next best step to keep games on a good footing. Because I think objectively, if I want to say objectively speaking, there's always good games that are popping up. I think people just harp on the negativity too much to where they skip out on things that actually like good happening. Like even upcoming indie or AAA, I don't give a fuck. Is there's games that are good, i.e. Blood coming out in June. Keep your eyes on that. There's stuff that you want to just hone in. Just hone in on the good stuff.
That's true.
I play games to chill out and do stuff.
Indie devs have been popping up in the last few years. They've been putting up bangers.
Bruh, it's just like you can find some really cool things among gaming as a whole. Now, of course, you're gonna think about the business practice because that can, like, you know,
I do think that when it comes to that, like, take for example, we know that EA released that Monster Hunter like game that was Wild Hearts.
Oh yeah.
And I recently played through that entire game.
How'd that go?
The entire game.
I enjoyed it. I think it's probably the best non-like Monster Hunter game I've ever played.
You know, it's funny you say that, and I know a couple of examples of that, but go ahead.
No, it's like, of course, there's also God Eater.
Well, God Eater, but I was also gonna say, there's that Vita series. It was by PlayStation themselves. What the hell is it called? Oh my god. It was like rated M. It was like this like dark, macabre, like look to it. There's also one I have on me, actually.
I thought you could talk about like Tokuden or something.
Freedom Wars is another one
I
like to bring up.
But when it comes to Wild Hearts of all the games that it came to like being like Monster Hunter, I think it probably went the closest to being like a true rival to it, and I think it could have actually succeeded if it had continued. The only reason, but I think what it was is EA was not making enough money quick enough that the projected set they wanted, so they gave up on it.
Well, hold on. Two things to add to that. Wild Hearts was under the EA Originals label, correct?
Yes,
I think so.
So I don't know if that.
EA was only publishing it; they weren't working on it directly.
Oh,
yeah, because I believe it's a Team Ninja game. No, Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja.
Yes, but I do believe EA being the publisher still has something to do with.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Omega Force.
Oh, it was Omega Force.
You're wait a minute. The Warriors team?
Yep.
Huh? They make games that are not Warriors?
And Wild Hearts had promise. It's got its appeal, and I think it could have done a lot better had it been given more time to actually keep living.
Huh.
I don't think they've announced the official end of support, but I think it's kind of implied now.
Well, it's under the EA Originals label, which, to my understanding, when I see that label, it's technically an indie game. That's what that label's meant for. Smaller releases.
Right. And of course,
Tales of Kanzara Zao is going to be under that label. So
right. And of course, there's also there's been other games I would say, I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. If you guys could think of any games that if they had been given more time, not too long after their release before being shut down, that they could have prospered much higher than they were allowed to.
That sounds more like live service games in particular.
It's like take for example like let's take for example like some redemption stories like No Man's Sky or Battlefront 2. Those had very rough launches, but they persevered. They got their updates out. They improved the game. It became even better than it was at launch, and both became substantial stories in terms of redemption. But I'm not seeing that dedication much recently from recent titles that people have just given up on.
Oh, hold on. I have just a really good input on that. And it's
You
just,
mean Knockout City?
Knockout City, unfortunately. Yep.
Okay.
That
In
game
that
did kind of just
regard,
disappear, didn't it?
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about just in general for a lot of things we've been seeing? It feels like people just don't want to take the risk anymore because usually it may not be worth it.
True.
Yep.
So that's the rough part of that.
That could be an aspect of it.
Yeah, but then also it would be cool if people were like more risk, like weren't like against taking risks, because that's where a lot of like, you know, people can innovate and come up with something more interesting.
Yeah,
but
but
also,
risk doesn't mean profitability, and that's unfortunate.
Also true.
Duh, right? But with that in mind, that's where kind of just like you're gonna dilute it. And then I think there's even to a point where people try so hard to be original or like try to do something outside the box, it may not be good. So that's like why
it may not be good.
That's why they stick to what they stick to what they know, and they don't try new ideas.
Yeah, and
it's unfortunate because that's and a lot of people will tell you modern gaming is like cookie cutter because of that, right? Like you look at PlayStation 5's exclusives.
I've pointed out they're all the same damn thing.
They're all the same game. Whether you like to believe it or not, I think this year we finally got like Rise of the Ronin. That's a new
I
IP,
said, have you
new
ever
idea.
noticed?
Stellar Blade's coming out this month. You know what I mean?
Right.
But look at the rest of the exclusives. And
third person cinematic action adventure games.
He beat me to the punch. I was gonna say, as much as I like those games, I'm a fan of them. Spider-Man 2 is just a sequel to Spider-Man. God of War Ragnarok, another third person action game is just a sequel to the God of War. I know. And I love
Horizon Zero Dawn,
Horizon Forbidden West, The Last of Us. Don't even talk about The Last of Us. That's not even a sequel. It's just getting ports. Returnal is a new IP.
Not the last of ports.
Returnal's great. It's a new IP. It is a cool third-person shooting roguelike. That's a third-person action game.
I was like, here's the thing. They're good games. The only thing I'm noticing here is a lack of variety.
There's not much. I don't even think does PS5 even have an exclusive first-person shooter at all?
No, Killzone. They haven't done anything with Killzone in God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, man. Well, I know that they're doing that ready for this? They're doing that live service game that's supposed to be a first-person shooter. Yeah, and we're all coming full circle. It's that one game they didn't even show footage for. That one state of play. It was like towards the end. It was like a spaceship. Apparently, that's a first-person shooter. Yeah. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but don't forget the other live service game they have coming out. The one where you're robbing banks.
Payday?
Sound familiar? Yeah.
I was gonna say Payday.
Sound familiar?
Here's my question: why would you establish a new shooter when you literally have your PlayStation shooter, which is Killzone, just sitting there doing nothing?
Hold on, Mark, because this goes back to what we were just talking about, right? Being unique, being innovative, actually taking risks. I don't mind if they're gonna do a new shooter. I don't. But you have to show me it first before I can make a judgment if I'm hyped or not. You can't just show me I'm so over modern modern trailers that don't show you what the game is actually gonna be like.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That pisses me off to no end, Mark.
I think devs are starting to get that. They're like, we want gameplay. That's what we want.
But, well, no. Here's the thing: if it is for a sequel, right? I can kind of let it go a little bit because I'm like, well, duh, I know what it's gonna be like, right? Kind of. Obviously, there's new mechanics and whatnot. That's what you do in a sequel.
Helldivers 2 would like to speak.
Yeah, okay, but Helldivers 2 showed gameplay footage.
I know, but it's drastically different from the first one.
It is 100% drastically different. But I'm saying, like, I don't want to throw, you know what, screw it. Let's throw the term out there just because we're here. The cookie cutter sequels, right?
Oh, no.
Like, I didn't need to see, and Nintendo knows this, I didn't need to see gameplay for Tears of the Kingdom because I knew damn well it was a sequel to Breath of the Wild. I knew what the hell I was getting myself into.
You know what you're getting.
That's what I'm saying. It's that kind of stuff.
It's the new features you want to see.
Right.
Yeah, like him popping out of the floor.
Well, no, that or the master hand, like the ultra hand.
Yeah.
Reference?
Yes, it is a reference. But the point is what I'm getting at is if it's a new IP, how can I be hyped for it and they don't show anything? I didn't even know it was a first person shooter when they showed that like trailer until the blog came out after the state of play, and they're like, this is gonna be a new first person shooter live service. I was like, huh? When?
That's annoying. Again, I think hold on. This might I'm trying to think of it for working to what's his face? NetherRealm Studios. Warner Bros.
Oh God! Oh my!
A lot of them. Well, hold on. Now, matter of fact, I know they're doing something stupid. I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm just thinking about in terms.
Warner Brothers is just doing stupid shit in all of their departments. Yeah. I'm surprised Warner Brothers Records hasn't said anything yet. Honestly, so, knock on wood.
Hold on. With what I was trying to think of when it comes to the modern approach for trailers, they're going a little too heavy with just like making stuff seem cinematic. And it seemed like, oh, that's cool to look at.
Yeah, that's their taste. Yeah,
having no gameplay. Having no gameplay is weird. So, like, remember when Mortal Kombat 1 had its trailer? People thought that was gameplay. It wasn't. It'd have been cool, but it wasn't.
Can I just say what I think was like a peak like Mortal Kombat trailer that like showed off what was technically would be the gameplay, but in a cinematic way.
You're thinking about the one with Chop Suey?
No, yes. Mortal Kombat. It was Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, okay. That's the one with Chop Suey, no? Yeah.
No, that's the one with, like right? No, Mortal Kombat X is the one that opened up with Wiz Khalifa.
Ah, you're right. It was that one.
That one was. I think that was like a peak Mortal Kombat cinematic, but also with gameplay trailer. That was like really good.
Yeah, they did show off what the game was going to be. Well, kind of. Yeah.
I guess maybe 9 was the one with Chop Suey then, huh?
9's. Right? You know what? You know what's funny about Mortal Kombat 9? I don't remember the build up to it. I don't, dude. My memories of MK9 was that it came out.
Yeah, it released. Like, I don't know.
A friend of mine bought it, and I was like, "Oh wow, they made a new Mortal Kombat!" And then we started playing.
Yeah. And then I remember that there was a producer I liked who did Raiden's theme. I was like, well, first of all, I didn't know he'd do a genre like this for the Thunder God, but whatever. Fun game.
I mean, even Mortal Kombat 11 at least got a trailer to stick in my memory with the old versus with the classic versus the modern, which had like the Vincent Staples in the second half of the trailer.
You know, I never saw it. I heard about it though.
It's on Blue Suede.
Yeah, like again, it's just like I think the marketing that goes on for Mortal Kombat games kind of just like, yeah, people like to talk about it. But then again, it's also just a standard marketing thing. If you can market something with like just good appeal, cinematic or otherwise, that would be cool. But for risky stuff, it would be cool to see the game. It would be cool because here's another thing too. Maybe this is just a guess. If you're willing to do a trailer with no gameplay, you have to be super confident that shit's gonna land. Because why else would you do that?
Wow. I mean, take for example, like recently, what do I think was a good trailer to not only, announce the game, but at least, while not being official gameplay, at least showing us what it's gonna be like. Tekken 8.
Well,
I think I know what you're talking about. I could have sworn that was gameplay.
It was, but it was so cinematic that we weren't sure sometimes. We're like...
Yeah, because you weren't sure exactly what you were looking at. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Because like it looked like gameplay, but it was like people were like, is it?
Well, I mean, then again, Tekken's a legacy, so they're always going to use what's been in the game to promote what you expect in it. Because honestly, it would have been crazy if you did have those moments where like, wow. But honestly, you'll probably get on my nerves if every time like Kazi is about to do like a ridiculous punch, they zoom in and show how buff he is. I'm like, yo, he's slow. I get it. Let me get this. Let me get this. Hit.
To be fair, that was a sick ass moment in the trailer. I was like, oh shit.
And yeah, they knew.
But you know what it is? Yeah, but you know what it is? That whole moment is just what happens in story mode. So
yeah, no, they still do it in the story.
True.
Yeah. So it was cool. It's a cool idea. But at least that was like a smart way of like marketing how good the game looks, while also showing the gameplay that we already know is going to be there as a fighting game and a legacy. So, why?
I mean, and like, I'm trying to think.
Are you third person shooting adventure motherfuckers? Now that's going to be a little different.
Now you see, I remember I pointed that out I pointed that out, and like I think it was like Justin thought about it. He's like, "Oh shit, you're right." So it's like, because I was like, "Look, we have Horizon Zero Dawn, we have God of War, we have all of these different games that are coming at Last of Us. That's like all the big hitters for PlayStation. Everyone's like, these are god tier games. I was like, they're good games, but they're all the same, just with different coats of paint.
That's true.
Way, hold on, Mark. That's very like.
Well, let me rephrase that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if I'm gonna have to be the one that says it, I will.
Because they aren't necessarily the same, but they do follow at least a similar blueprint.
They follow a blueprint because they're not the same. God of War is not the same kind of game as to like
Spider-Man.
Horizon or like you know what I mean, like.
But I get what you mean.
But they are all third-person action, behind the shoulders, a little bit to the left, so you can see some of the area. Like,
are you doing a fight? Are you doing a fighting combo? What are you doing there, bro?
Yeah, I'm probably pointing on like at least on OBS. I'm pointing at all y'all. All y'all are weirdos. Nobody mentioned Ratchet and Clank. I was like, you know what?
But that's too obvious. Wait a minute.
Ratchet and
you want me to? I don't want to hear it.
Ratchet and Clank is the outlier, but then again, it actually is a third-person shooter.
It is a third-person shooter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. You guys are talking about all this third-person stuff. I'm like, why? Well,
it's because it's because the other three are realistic cinematic.
I would say Ratchet and Clank's kind of cinematic.
I'm sorry.
Ratchet and Clank is cinematic, but it's more animated.
But I was going to say Ratchet and Clank usually gets thrown into like 3D platformer territory because most of it is platforming. They're with action like base combat.
Mm-hmm.
That game's great. Go on.
Yeah, it's like I think people throw it into the same category as like Rayman because Rayman is technically an action 3D platformer where you actually have combat is actually involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's like the 3D platformers get like thrown into like different categories, right? Like there's like the precision based ones like Mario,
right?
Yeah, like Mario Odyssey. Yeah, but then there's the collectathons like a Banjo Kazooie, and then there's the action ones like Rayman, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, and then they kind of tread through each other. Like Jack and Daxter is the original one is a collectathon, but it's got action.
Yeah,
like heavy action.
What about Ty the Tasmanian Tiger?
I throw that in collectathon for the most part, but like, yes, I agree. That one is definitely.
From what I've seen, it has action in it.
It's got like small amount of action, yeah.
I think I've heard 3 is more action heavy.
3 sucks, but yes.
3 sucks.
No, it's not. It's not good, Mark. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, oh, I usually find good stuff in bad games. No, that game is bad. Like,
no, I'm just saying it was like I didn't expect that. It's just like no, but 3 sucks. I was like,
Mark, let me tell you how bad 3 is. Ready?
Oh boy.
Okay.
They're gonna release a new Ty the Tasmanian Tiger collection.
Okay. It's not going to include 3.
Yeah, it's not going to include 3.
I know they've been HD remaking the others.
1, 2, and 4 are on there, but not 3.
Like 3 is just like.
I didn't know they had a 4th one.
The 4th one's an interesting game if you look it up. It's a 2D platformer.
Yeah, the 4th is more recent.
Yeah, it's a 2D like platformer with like an art style. It's weird. It's a weird game, but yeah, they're gonna release.
I heard it's not bad.
Yeah, I heard it's whatever. Yeah.
Dang, man.
Not like okay. That was a bad choice of words. I heard it's fine. It's not like it's not gonna blow your goddamn mind, but it's fine.
No, I heard you. I heard you.
I heard it's a game. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I heard it was a video game.
You can play it.
It is on a platform of some sort.
Hold on.
I heard it runs.
That's pretty interesting. Then okay. Is that what this whole stupid argument comes from then, where people are saying gaming is dying or whatever, where it's just like where we see the blueprint and you recognize it and it gets dull to you because you keep seeing it? Is that what it is?
No,
not here's the thing. It's because I would kind of compare it to if I could, I would kind of compare it what modern games could be considered. It's like let's take a look at something we also all like, at least me and I and Justin. Let's look at Shonen Jump and like series that get like.
Go ahead.
You lie! But
Shonen, I like Shonen Jump.
I know, but I was like, But we like say let's stick for this for example. We look at the new manga series that get put in the magazine, and they get a certain amount of chapters, and we're all waiting to see which one gets axed because we know for a fact if it's not intriguing people quick enough, it's not going to survive. And I know what you mean. I think that's kind of where we are in gaming as well. It's
I
like
see what you
trying to
mean.
redefine, trying to work on this formula that already exists that we know works, but we're trying to put our own unique spin on it and make it work in a way to where it will sell or it will grab people's attention in a way that will succeed and make profit while also still trying to maintain true to the original vision.
Okay, hold on. Because
Kinda,
matter of fact, because
yeah.
I'm still reading a lot of Shonen Jump because they had that. I forgot the name of the. It was two of them. It was the one with was it like an assistant artist who was writing with My Hero, right? Like you can
Yeah.
see the My Hero inspiration in it. What, the Red Hood or something like that?
Red Hood was good. It
Oh, I
was
remember
unfortunate
that.
they got canceled.
That got canceled.
Okay.
That was rough.
Okay, Red
Dude,
Hood.
Well,
that-
Naya, you're so naive, dude. Red Hood is a character in Batman.
Shut the hell up. We know what you're good.
Shut the fuck up.
And that's when I hit you with the smiling friends. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm about to beam you straight in that piranha plant on your head with that Among Us plushie.
Yeah,
That-
that is.
Wimbley is incredible. Don't you?
Oh
don't
my
you
god!
disrespect
You
my
just
boy
want to
Wimbley.
shoehorn Quimbley? We're talking about video games. Hold on.
He is a video game character. He's the most iconic one.
Dude, Red Hood also had probably the biggest like calling out of the industry and the just the readers, the audience themselves in general.
Oh, I never knew that. Wait, hold on. Before we tangent the DC shit, what I'm saying is
It's true.
DC.
like trying to think of 3 examples because we got the that one, and then there was another series.
Sure.
I forgot the name. There was a girl with like Dragon Girl, wherever the crap was. I think that got canceled like 50 chapters in.
Wait, Rudy Dragon?
Yeah, Ruri or something. Didn't it get canceled?
No, it was just on hiatus. It's back.
Oh, it's a hiatus.
Oh, okay.
that
Oh,
makes
so-
sense.
okay.
It just came back. It just came back.
Okay, so that makes sense. Let's axe that example. There was another example of like this. We were talking about it in chat. It was this series where this dude was just like absurdly strong, and he has a jacked up background.
Oh yeah, I know
And,
what you're
like,
talking about.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
he
them,
was like
actually.
inspired by like manga or something, right? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that's
I
like most
did-
shonen.
No, dude, it was a series that I remember. I shared this around. Oh, I liked the series, but it was so unfortunate it got canceled. Hold on, I know exactly what you're talking about. Just let me look up the title.
Okay.
All right, because
Okay.
here's my thing. Because the example I think that's working out so far that it could still get axed. My thing would be it's just there's a certain way of like writing to where like if the appeal doesn't work out, I could kind of see why. The one with what was it? The series where that dude is super strong, something with a K, I think. It just
Kagurabachi?
felt-
Not that one.
yeah, no, it just
I'm
felt
pretty sure.
when I was reading it, it kind of just felt like it wasn't like unique unique enough of a spin, and the way that it like referenced all these things that like made you feel like I don't know if it was trying to relate to the reader in that regard, because it felt like the main character was just like, what if it was like a power fantasy of like someone who read a lot of manga and anime and it just worked out like that. He just ended up absurdly strong because I don't know, he read One Punch Man too much and actually followed his workout routine.
Ayashimon. That's what it was called. Ayashimon.
The guy with like the
Ayashimon.
bandages on his arm.
Yeah,
and stuff like that?
Ayashimon.
Yeah. Okay, so
The
yeah,
first
that
chapter
one.
the first chapter was so good.
It was yeah, it was like, you know,
I thought it was hilarious.
It was a
dude.
chapter, yeah.
yeah, it was like, but like
Oh, yeah, I remember
don't
him.
know. I'm trying to think of like
God,
I'm
what
trying to
I
go
get?
against my threshold because most of the time I like stuff that could probably just be kind of like, oh, that's manga, that's typical shonen stuff.
I mean,
But-
Kagurabachi, despite being a meme, it's actually good. I would recommend reading it. It's actually gotten pretty good.
Wait, oh yeah, no, that's the one I was gonna talk about. That's the one I think has been doing pretty solid so far. As
Oh
far
yeah,
as like
it's been very good.
like it gives itself a standout because even though like what is it? You wouldn't say the art is like crazy, but what I like about that art is that some of the panels and some
Very
of the
cinematic.
shots, yeah, the way they pull off some interesting shots with like when they draw certain stuff out, I'm like, yo, his perspective is crazy.
Yeah,
But then-
Horikoshi said like before, he said like he loves reading it right now because he said it's like watching a movie with some of these panels. I was like, it's true. Like the
Ooh.
way he captured some of these poses in this, it's very like, damn.
Yeah, and then like hard into like some of the character appeal may not be there. I can see why like some of these characters may not be as it might not have a charm or whatever that people will be like, nah, I really like this character. other things aside about a character could stand out too. Like I forgot the name of the guy who's with I forgot everybody's name. I'm reading too much. The main dude who's with like the suspenders and stuff.
Oh yeah, him. I think his name is Shiba.
Something like that, right? He kind of has like an appeal, but some of it, like, what is it? There's some other nonsense that could be like, that's whatever. You could write that off and I wouldn't give it down. But the appeal of the art and some of these unique, like, well, I say unique, but like at least their approach as far as like when they're drawing like intense or like interesting panels, I didn't see that a lot in some other stuff that I noticed that got axed. Or like if it was there, they did it in a way that wasn't probably consistent, or it wasn't enough to hold on to people, I guess, because they just there's another shortcoming that showed up a way like in a way that overshadowed some other things that could have had, you know, potential to grow into something else.
Have you noticed as well? There's kind of this current thing. I've noticed a lot of the shonen that have kept going. They're getting a lot darker.
Oh,
like,
hold on, wait, stop. Hold on, because we're gonna start getting into shonen
tangents. I gotcha.
Because what I was going off of is that you already said.
I mean, we're not all exclusively video games. You guys can go off.
But hold on.
Yeah, but I get what you mean. You were talking about
this is the DangIT podcast. We're all about tangents.
It chains back to the fact that we're seeing a lot of similarities in video games, and you can actually see that in other works too, whether that be like manga, anime, even YouTube.
Manga was like my best example I could give. Like first off, is because I noticed that it's basically like working with that blueprint and trying to put your own spin on it and try to like just make it out there. Whereas it's the same thing in the manga world. They get the shonen blueprint and they're trying to do their unique spin on it and make it their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting demands that people want as far as like something new and original. But then if you want to reduce everybody to a point where like hasn't everything been done under the sun? Probably, but like there's still going to be a lens that hasn't been seen, no matter how distinct it could be. So
yeah, there's always a fresh take you could do. Like as much as it seems like everything has been done, everything has been done, but has everything been done every way? No,
like has everything been seen? Like something you probably people haven't seen anything that's been done before, and it's fine.
And it's also like, take this for instance, like there's tropes, but here's the thing, tropes themselves are not bad. It's just how you go about the trope. If you use the trope in a good way, it can still be a success. Yeah. The problem is some people look too heavily at tropes and think that means something is bad. No, you could make a cookie cutter game as long as that game is good. It doesn't matter.
Nintendo's the king of that. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying to just think about it in that regard, because, bruh, where it goes to what people want and what's being done as far as like trying to reach that from, you know, developers and all the other nonsense, blah blah, publishers. It's like, damn, bruh. It's like you have that option. Like I think when people bug about originality, I say just check Steam. Check the indies and see what you can. If you're that fucking hungry for like originality, you know, I hope you have a lot of money. But check out all the little like no-name people and give them a shout out, and maybe it can go into something else. Who knows? Hold on. That's another thing.
Oh, here we go.
You want to keep asking the developers to take a risk. You as a consumer might have to take a risk too.
Yep.
It's either way, y'all taking a risk. So it's like, shut up. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We as people who play video games know that there are others who play video games
that are not helping the situation.
No, you're right. Okay. And you know, like I'm glad to be the person that helps like other people learn new games and stuff like that. You know, my friend group and even some of you guys, like I know Justin would never have played Atelier Rise if I didn't recommend it.
This is true.
Or like the
Ease assemble.
You know, I have my group of friends. They're just Call of Duty dudes, and that's it. That's all they play. They don't play anything else.
Normies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they play other things too. Like I convinced my other friend to finally he picked up Tears of the Kingdom, even though he had originally played Breath of the Wild with when I had first gotten my Switch and he played Breath of the Wild. He was like, I just don't like the open world. I feel like it would take too long. And I'm like, okay, fair point.
Spoken like a true Zoomer.
Yep, but he played Tears of the Kingdom, and he hasn't stopped since. Like he just really likes that game.
Because
Very nice.
I was kind of like that in a sense, in a way, like earlier. But like as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate. Because I think the open world game that I liked the most when I was younger, I always really liked Assassin's Creed.
Same.
And I think that as I got older, I just came to grow more of an appreciation for open world games.
I've never hated open world games. I think my problem is when an open world game is too bloated with nothing,
When it's too big.
It's too big and there's nothing to do is when it becomes boring.
Yeah, when there's nothing to do, then it's just like a wasteland.
Yeah. Like I think Breath
It's
of the
crazy how
Wild
you
was
describe
really,
Final Fantasy 15. Crazy.
I still enjoyed it.
I still enjoyed
it.
Yeah, I
Would you
still
enjoy
enjoyed it.
the Brotherhood? Of course you did.
I enjoyed the Brotherhood of the Traveling Car, but like realistically,
Recipe.
like Zelda
Cindy.
Breath of the Wild set
I
a new
appreciate
standard
Cindy.
for like open worlds in my opinion. Like that game is filled to the brim with things to do. Like you can go into one corner and they knew you were going to check that corner.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
It's like another
I don't know.
example. would be
Elden
like,
Ring.
Elden Ring is a great open world game.
It was
That's
fun.
that also is a big one for open world games, like it's like in that order. It's like it goes Breath of the Wild, then Elden Ring came out and changed it, and then Tears of the Kingdom's out again, and then they helped it again.
No Man's Sky did make it started out as okay, this open world is not good. Now there's like something to do literally every fucking where, and it's like wow, this is impressive procedurally generated content. I think that was actually a plot point in Sword Art Online was the reason that quests never ran out is because they developed an AI program to constantly just keep writing quests.
What the? Oh wait, I think you may have told me this before. I was like, what the fuck? The same way as I am right now.
Which is actually not a bad idea.
It's not too bad of an idea. Just to kind of keep things rolling. But
I feel like as long as you kept feeding the AI lore and gave it the level and designs, everything, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's possible.
There might be an upper limit to that, though.
But yeah, I don't hate open worlds. I just think, personally, if I play an open world game, I cannot jump to another open world game immediately.
Burnout.
It's also just like so much investment.
Really hard for me. Yeah, that's really hard for me to just do. I have to I guess palate cleanse.
I think I've said this is that the open world game that I played that took me the longest amount of time to beat consecutively playing it like nothing else was Witcher 3 because that took me
I'm so scared. I played a little bit of it and I really want to get into it. It's just I already know it's gonna take my sweet time.
It took me 2 weeks.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, I'm having problems trying to play through Rebirth.
Saying that's not even technically open world.
That's not even technically an open world, but it kind of is.
Yeah, hold on.
Just let me at it. I'll knock it out in a day.
Hold on.
No, you won't, Mark.
I know I won't. I know I won't.
All right, give me a second. This is a good thing. San Andreas is not open world, right?
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
What is it? Is
there a difference? What's the term for sandbox compared to what people say is
sandbox it's basic because we now started calling it open zones, which is really dumb.
Although sandbox is probably a more appropriate term.
Sandbox is a more appropriate term. It's think Mario 64, right? Those levels are open. There's no linear way to go about it. That's a sandbox. Mario Odyssey is a better example because they're bigger sandboxes to play in.
It's basically just a big area that you can have fun in.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has a couple of sandboxes. You're just running around this big old open area, but the game itself is not structured around this entire one area.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
Open world would be like Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring, Assassin's Creed. Those games all revolve around this one
Massive
particular
sandbox.
Yeah, one
massive sandbox, like sand open world. Basically, it doesn't go anywhere.
I think
was
not
like,
all
what
of the
is the
Assassin's Creed games though. Sorry, I was when
No,
you mentioned
you're not-
Assassin's. You mentioned Assassin's Creed. I
Yeah,
thought about
Assassin's
2. I always think about
Creed-
2, but you know,
2 is sandboxes.
yeah. So
I
Origins
think
and then Odyssey.
One,
Yeah, I
think
got you.
one.
No, Brotherhood was the first one to be a real open world. Remember, you don't leave until like towards the very end of that
That's
game.
true. You do.
Really?
You do stay
I
there.
think one was definitely semi-open world.
Kind
It was it was more linear, but it wasn't really open.
It was. You want to know what I compare Assassin's Creed 1? And
Oh,
you probably might
Hmm.
not agree with me. I compare it to like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
I don't have
where-
any frame of reference.
Yeah, I know. But like it's like there's the main Hyrule field, right? Like that's the open part.
No, but then all the other
Well,
areas.
you
What's
go
there?
to the towns, and then that's
Mhm.
where the towns are segmented. They're off the map. You go into a loading screen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I know what you're talking about there. It's kind of like it's like a Bethesda game.
yeah, basically. But
You're not wrong.
Damn, you hit the nail on the head, dog.
Abraham, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not even on the final boss. Oh, buddy,
Keep it like that. Keep
How
it
are
like
you not
that.
there yet?
Keep it like that.
I got super lucky with the time frame of Tears of the Kingdom coming out. I had like 2 to 3 weekends where I had 4-day weekends off, like playing that game.
Oh,
You got lucky.
I
then.
got lucky.
Yeah.
Those were not intentional. The only one that was intentional was the launch of Tears of the Kingdom, where I took days off to play the game because I don't take days to play games anymore, unfortunately. But when it's something like Zelda or like a new mainline Mario that's like new and not like a remaster or anything,
You're just
or, you know what? Like if
just
it's a
gonna
game
call off.
I know, yeah, I'm
You
gonna
gotta do
ask-
it.
You damn well know I'm gonna take like a week when Smash Brothers comes out. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man.
yeah, I did it.
yeah,
I did.
like that kind of stuff. So, and I don't do this
Really
often. I was
short
gonna do it with
segments?
7 Rebirth. I was gonna do it with 7 Rebirth, but I decided against it. Kingdom Hearts 4 though. Anyways,
Yeah. That's like
the point is,
Hey.
truly
I
you
ended
and
up
I.
getting
Hey.
I just want to line the pieces up, you know, yours and mine.
Oh Lord, that's what stupid.
Without interruption.
Reconnect, you know.
Let's see. So
But the weekend after the launch was Memorial Day weekend, and my job was like, "Hey, let's take the day off beforehand. We already have Memorial Day off." So I was like, "Oh, I have another 4-day weekend. I get to just play this game." And then the weekend, and after that, they were like, "Well, we don't have work, so I got a 3-day weekend." And so like it was like I had just enough time to actually like really sit down with that game. I got all the shrines done. They're done. I finished all the shrines. That's typically what I like to do. I'm not brave enough in those games to do all the side quests.
or
That's a lot.
honestly, you know,
That's
honestly,
a lot.
even with all this time that passed, and as much as I love Tears of the Kingdom, I didn't beat it yet. So just sitting there.
Mm.
Waiting for me to use
I
the
just
ultra
play
hand
it
again.
in segments now, like really, really short segments. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I need to play it on the big TV. But my
Maybe.
TV's connected to my PS5. You get yourself a splitter. They're not that expensive.
That's true.
Oh, playing. He said
I got
playing-
a 4K 30 frame or 4K 60 frame splitter on my main TV, and
Yeah.
it's like I paid like 30 maybe.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was not expensive. It's not expensive, and and all of my main like modern consoles are on there. My Switch OLED is connected to it. My PS5, my Series X, and then my PS4 is actually hooked up to it because I think since my Xbox Series X is my one and only Xbox like that's plugged in because I use it for backwards compatibility and everything. I kind of want to go over that too real quick, but
Okay.
but yeah, that's my one and only Xbox. I would love to do that with PlayStation. I just need to get myself
Several things.
yeah, I gotta get a couple things to set that up on PlayStation to be my one and only PS5 and 4
Oh,
because I want it to be.
you want the PlayStation? Okay.
Yeah, well, my
Oh.
PS4 is just kind of sitting there, and I'm more inclined to play my PS4 games since I'm playing on my PS5.
Mm.
Okay.
That's just kind of how it is. I'm sorry.
I
I
get
love
you.
my retro games. I really do, but like, I'm also a gamer in general. So I want to play the new games. You know what I mean? Like they're coming out, and I'm like, oh, I gotta play this. You know.
That's how I feel.
But a lot of my retro gaming recently has been like my Switch, where I get ports and remasters. Like that's been pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I put a little something in chat for you guys if you ever want to see.
Yeah, I saw the title. I'm like, I'll click that in a minute. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm scared. I'll see it after. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot. I don't even know where we went on such a tangent.
There's so many loading screens.
We went on such a tangent. Well, real quick, the Xbox thing.
Yeah.
They announced it today. Justin, did you see that?
I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah. So Sarah Bond, who is now the head of Xbox, said that today, as of today,
Philip!
they started a preservation team.
What happened to Phil?
What?
They started what?
You said who's not the head of Xbox? I was like,
What happened to Philip?
Oh, he's the head of Microsoft games.
No, he took a step up. He has a bigger step.
So like Sarah Bond is now the head of Xbox. He is above her and is in charge of like all the studios. Like,
okay, I trust Philip.
Yeah. But they're now starting a preservation team at Microsoft.
It's pretty goated.
And yeah, so like they want to make sure that whatever consoles come out in the future or whatever, it's going to be backwards compatible with their libraries as just to continue on.
That sounds ambitious.
That's a good move by them.
Yeah, so they want to, and they're still going to look into backwards compatibility and all that other good stuff. So it's like
sick.
They want ways to make sure that we can keep playing the games going forward,
which is nice.
So that's got me thinking, man, I should pick up some more of Xbox games. Honestly, like I can't. I kind of avoid it because I'm like I don't really play my Xbox as often as I'd like to. Mind you, the Series X, this generation, I have been playing my Xbox more than a lot. You know, more than I normally play an Xbox. But I don't know. I'm kind of stoked about this idea. Like my older Xbox games can keep going on. Like I can still play my Xbox original games on whatever consoles come out in the future. That sounds really cool.
Also,
you know? Like PlayStation was good with that up until a certain point. What's up?
I said
What's up?
Sorry, you were still in the middle of that. So
No, go ahead.
It's what Ibrahim was saying in the chat because that's alarming, and you should never use that unless you know for certain. He's talking about Nintendo Direct soon.
Oh God! So this goes back to what we were talking about during the Partner Direct in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be. There was back in February is being rumored that there's supposed to be a Nintendo Direct this month, an actual one. Now,
yeah. Well, it is April, so.
If you want it, yeah, it's April. So if you want my like analytical view on that, from what I've been seeing, that would make sense, especially because again, we don't know anything past June. Nintendo's first party lineup is set up until June.
Pretty much.
All right. Princess Peach is finally out. So what do we have left? Endless Ocean, Luminous, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. That's it. There are no other first. I mean, Metroid Prime 4, but that we don't have an actual date.
We don't even have a date.
What?
I never heard of it.
The only two first parties that we know of is Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA. And ZA is not even out till 2025. So
25.
Pokemon Zaza. Gotcha.
What are we actually looking forward to, right?
Pokemon Za.
Why it makes sense in April, right? Is because I don't think Nintendo would be that cocky to have a normal June Direct, make us wait that long to find out what comes out in July. And Nintendo likes to have a game out every month of the year. For the most part, there are months where they take a month off, but then they stack another month.
At least 11 to 12 games a year.
At the very base minimum.
I see.
Look at October and November last year. 4 first party games within those 2 months.
That was
it was like Detective Pikachu Returns, Mario Wonder, WarioWare Move It, Mario RPG. Like, damn, dude.
That was all in October.
Oh, and don't forget that 2 weeks before Detective Pikachu was the physical copy for Pikmin 1 and 2. So,
oh, cool.
It's like, damn, dude. Like, give me time.
Oh boy.
They overstocked holidays last year, but they
use bathroom.
that's fine.
Oh, okay.
They take a month off sometimes. Like this month, there's not a Nintendo release this month,
Sure.
Okay.
but Endless Ocean's May 2nd and Paper Mario is May 23rd. So
You're just working with it. Yeah, that seems.
yeah, you know what I mean.
He's
Like
pretty consistent.
they're pretty consistent with the monthly thing. I would assume they have a game ready for July, and they're just not ready to talk about it. April would be a good way to show it because it's at least 3 months ahead.
True.
Yeah.
And they can start hyping it up a little bit.
So I would not be surprised if there is a Nintendo Direct this month.
Okay.
But I also know that this is Nintendo and they don't like to follow the guidelines and rules. So
They're kind of consistent on that, at least.
yeah, they like to not have a Direct in April. Like for instance, when was the last time they had it? Do you know what's funny? They had a Direct on April Fool's once. I remember that, and that was a real Direct. And they opened that Direct up with a line that said, "This ain't no April Fool's joke. We promise."
Oh, good
And I'm
lord.
like, God. But anyways,
Trust issues.
I would not be surprised about a Nintendo Direct this month. I won't. But I do not want to get my hopes up because knowing them, they damn well could just skip July and then put out 2 games in August.
Mm.
And so I could see them just waiting till the summer one in June because June is a for sure Direct. They never skip June, whether it's another partner Direct or an official Nintendo Direct. They never skip June. June is E3. June is E3 month. You know what I mean? A Summer Games Fest month now. So
All right, I see you.
so I don't assume there won't be a Nintendo Direct.
Mm.
What would be in there? I have no idea. This is one of those Directs where we are up in the air with whatever the hell they've got. I have no like rumors, no nothing. All those rumors that we had, they're already out. Everything that's been leaking, everything's been it's out. It's out in the air. Like we there is nothing going into this Direct. We have zero. The only things that can still happen would be that Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War remake. Okay. That's a thing. Apparently that's still a thing that exists at Nintendo. They just are waiting for a day to release it.
That's neat.
That could be the July game. Didn't Three Houses come out in July?
Oh, dude, I don't remember.
Yeah, July 2019. If I'm correct.
I'll double check.
Honestly, man, I didn't even recognize this pattern.
Yeah, people people.
Yeah, Nintendo always has 3 Directs.
Yeah,
always
July.
3 big Directs. July 2019, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember because it was 2 weeks before Astral Chain.
Oh.
Anyways, they always have 3 Directs every year, barring 2020, because you know
some jackass decided to make me sick. So yeah, that's all
yeah, you're welcome. Anyways,
but no, that's crazy. That's super interesting. I didn't recognize that pattern.
yeah, they always do 3, at least 1 in February to kind of set up the first half of the year. 1 in June, the summer one, the traditional E3 one, where they set up the rest of the year and a little bit ahead. And then 1 in September to set up the beginning of the next year.
So yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. Now the reason we got a partner Direct this time for February and not a full blown one, and you can see the patterns. Nintendo was not ready to talk about any first party games because Nintendo doesn't celebrate Mario Day. What are you talking about? Like they let the fans do that. But all of a sudden this year they were like Mario 2 movie, Paper Mario release date, Luigi's Mansion release date, dropping NSO games. Like what? Since when did they consider Mario Day a real holiday?
They changed, bro. They changed.
So
just like
they didn't. I'm going to assume the partner Direct was only there just so they had something to show because they only have so many first party games left. Again, this is going into let's continue the rumor mill, right? This is going into the rumored internal delay of the next console. I'm going to assume that's why they haven't shown anything, because they need to figure out a game plan. Because from what I've read and what I know, internally, that console was supposed to release this year. It's not. It's coming out next year now. So we have one more year with this Switch. So I honestly don't think it's going to be many new games. I think it's all going to be remasters and ports, and that's remakes, remasters, ports. Very safe year this year. And you know what? As long as it's the right ones, I think I'm okay with that.
As long as it's the right ones, yeah.
Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD combo that they had on the
sitting on the goddamn shelf. Like I'm
just
sure
dust. Just gathering dust.
And another thing, Nintendo, I'm assuming, has these games at the ready, because they do this. Aniyah, I'm sure you noted this, heard me talk about this before, but they do this. They have games that are finished and ready to go. They just hold it in their pocket. They're like, I'll pull it out for a rainy day.
Matter of fact, see, okay, I thought I had the same assumption as you did. That makes more sense. Most of the time, I just think
New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe was done in 2018. It's in the credits in the game. They launched it in 2019 because they're like, we don't need to release it right now. We got games.
Yeah, most of the time, I would assume they know the potential of this sale. They just wait until they want to bring it out.
They choose when they want to put it, where they want to put it.
Having it already made? What the
for one of those games right now is the Fire Emblem remake, Fire Emblem 4 or Genealogy of the Holy War. Apparently, that game's done. That game's ready to go. They just are like, we'll release it when it's time. You know what I mean? Like when we got a rainy day.
Okay,
the menace.
Okay. My thought was a little bit more optimistic then, because I was like, they kind of just always know it's gonna be there. So it's like, why we'll just do it potentially? And then that makes more sense. They just have that thing just sitting there. They got like a special Nintendo case for a cartridge or like a download code. They're like, not yet, buddy. I'm gonna wait until you.
Because why was it that 3 years straight we had heard of this Metroid Prime rumors, where it was like, oh yeah, it's getting a remake, a remaster of some sort, and it's only the first one, right? Remember those rumors? And it actually finally happened. It's because they probably were just sitting on it. That game has probably been done for years, and they were just like, we'll throw it out finally. You know, we got time.
What the heck? Hold on. Metro Prime 4? Is that the one that we're
No, 4 is a whole different story, but yes.
Yeah, okay.
4 is a whole different story. That game remember, that game was announced in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oops, my bad.
Yeah, 2019, they had to tell everybody that we're restarting development, which means it was going to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's assuming how much work was already done when they announced it in 2017.
Yeah.
So that's a big blow on their part.
Oh my God.
And you know what? I'm glad they were like, pretty transparent about it. Yeah, they were transparent about it and told us like, look, it's going to happen when it happens. So whenever that happens, it happens, I honestly, I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a Switch game. I think at this point, it's the next console game. We've talked about this many times, but just a quick and dirty, like, Spark Notes version of it, it's going to be a next-gen console game. I don't think it's going to be a Switch game at this point. Now, I think it might be cross. I think it might be released for both.
Maybe.
Because they still have to promise Switch owners a Metroid Prime, but...
Okay, that's fair too.
So I don't think at this point, there's no way it's coming. Can you imagine this year actually release Metroid Prime 4? That would be one hell of a way to go out on the Switch. I'll tell you what.
They might.
That would be cool.
They might.
That would be one hell of a way to go out. But it's weird because Pokemon ZA is currently a
2025.
And it's 2025.
Oh yeah, I guess there was a bit of debate about like the wording on releasing on Nintendo Switch family consoles
simultaneously. That's so dumb. They mean the Switch Lite, and the Switch OLED. Like, knock it off. Like, they don't mean anything like a Super Nintendo Switch. They don't mean that.
Hey, what the heck?
And they also, when they mean simultaneously worldwide, they mean everyone.
They mean everyone gets that.
Is getting it day one. Like, come on.
Oh, silly. All right.
Silly Billy stuff for sure.
I don't.
Also, hold on.
Abraham, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if Smash 6 is gonna be a real thing. Honestly, what I can see happening is they're just gonna port Smash Ultimate.
I can see that.
Probably make a season 3 of characters, and then
Could they? I guess they could.
Shut up.
I can see that more than a Smash 6. I don't think they're gonna actually touch make another Smash.
Minecraft Steve is in there. You don't get nothing.
Sakurai-san. And he just like
because I don't know about you, but like I don't know about you. This is the same feeling I have with Mario Kart 8. That's the same feeling I have with Mario Kart 8. How much more can you improve in that game?
It's gonna be Mario Kart 8 Super Deluxe.
High res.
Yeah. Obviously, it would be cool to see it in 4K, but like
120 frames per second.
What else do you want from that game?
Blu-ray.
I mean, content-wise, I get it, right? Yeah. Smash Run would be cool. Actual Smash Run mode. Like if they start picking
Smash
and choosing
Run,
the
baby,
from the older
let's
games,
go.
Like Smash Run, and what was the really bad one on Wii U? They can throw that in there just for funsies.
Smash Tour, I think.
It's Smash Tour. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Wait, was Break the Targets in, or am I just stupid?
No, Break the Targets is not an ultimate.
It's not an ultimate, right?
So
no,
they can
They can do that. They can do board the platforms. They can do an adventure style mode that isn't the spirit mode, or you know what I mean? Like they can do modes. Modes is something you can add. In my opinion, if you throw Smash Ultimate on the next console, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 new characters. Let's just say 3 new characters. They're not guest characters. They're all Nintendo first party, so they can sweeten the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You throw them on there. You add all of the stages that are missing.
Mark was listening in. He didn't want to miss the Smash talks.
Oh, Lord. Hold on.
If you add all the... Remember that game is not complete with all of Smash's content. There's still stages that are missing. Not all the 64, Melee, Brawl, and Wii U 3DS stages are in there.
Mm.
If you throw those in there, that would sweeten the deal for me.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe.
I'm not even kidding. That's probably what it would be called 2 and 4. Or it's Smash Ultimate DX.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if you guys remember this. I throw this thought out a couple of times. When it comes to how much you can add to a game and all this like development process, is there like something you have to sacrifice in order to commit to an idea you have for a video game? Because why isn't something like all those little modes that they had in the older games of Smash Brothers, why are they not in here? Is there like some weird sacrifice you have to do?
No, it's not a sacrifice. It's kind of a choice. Realistically, let's just talk about Smash Brothers. The reason why Break the Targets and Board the Platforms are not in there is because they don't. You don't really need it. Like it was just kind of there for fun.
Yeah, what's wrong with fun? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just more for fun. I mean, like.
With the fun?
Now, granted, if they bring Break the Targets back, I want it to be like Melee and 64, where every character gets their own Break the Targets that actually utilizes their abilities. Mm-hmm. It's not like Brawl. Brawl had 5 stages and they were the same stages. It's just how fast can you break them?
Oh, I never think about Brawl. I forgot they even had it, actually. I was thinking about Melee. That is unique. That gives more of like a unique style replay of value, whatever character you like to play. It's akin to them, not just break it just to break. There's some thought put into that for the sake of the fun of doing it. So I mean, why
one of my favorite modes is event mode. I always loved event mode from Melee, Brawl, even Smash for Wii U and 3DS. I love event mode. However, I know why it's not in Smash Ultimate, because the spirits are basically event mode.
Oh yeah, that's the events. Yeah,
it's always event mode.
It's just like it's a different name. Same practice, different name. But okay. But yeah, I was just like, why not add more variety?
So, but like Mario Kart is the interesting one, right? What else can you do to Mario Kart except for the idea of expanding it past Mario at this point? Because there's no way. I don't know of any other crazy gimmick that could make Mario Kart different.
F-Zero mode. It's like the worst middle.
You suck, honestly.
The worst middle finger. It's the worst middle finger and compromise.
That's why we have Big Blue and Mute City and the Blue Falcon and Captain Falcon's me costume in the game already, dude. Like
they want you to keep asking, and they won't listen. So it's cold.
God, I hate you so much right now. Anyways, the point is, like I don't know what else they can do to Mario Kart. I mean, Nintendo Kart is the most logical step, right? Like let's make different characters, like Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing, right?
Super Smash Kart.
Oh yeah,
I like
that
it.
concept Sega went to before them, I guess.
It's just I don't know what else can you do to Mario Kart. I thought the idea of like just giving us older tracks, the booster course pack, that ingenious. Like you don't have to do any work. The tracks are already made. Throw them on there.
Up-res them.
Up-res them a little bit.
Them.
Bada bing, bada bang. You got 96 total tracks now. Like that's what. Tell me what other Mario Kart can you play 96 tracks on? None.
A little weird.
None.
But again,
that's the combination of like 4 Mario Kart games.
Oh well, yeah, damn, pretty much. Fuck. But again, like wow.
So
why
yeah,
hold out on that?
they could probably have another one.
Damn, they're gonna add another one.
Considering the fact that they could get away with having another Mario Kart game and not make another new one for the generation, yeah, they could probably try to do it again.
There's gotta be, bro. I don't know. There's gotta be something, because now that I don't want to doubt it. It's just a low probability. But when it comes to out of the norm mess that I guess Nintendo might pull off, I mean, the Switch itself is like an example of that. Who the heck would have thought this was an idea?
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I just want to give them some leeway. But I don't know. I don't really think about Mario Kart that often. Like, of course, when we play it, it's a fun party game. But I don't think about it too often.
The thing is, it's kind of a certain expectation at this point. You get a new console, you get a new Nintendo console. You're expecting new entries in all their franchises because theoretically, if you look at their history, you get one new 3D Mario, you get one new 2D Mario, you get a Zelda, you know what I mean? Like you get those games every console. Like every console generation, that is that console's game. Now there's exceptions,
Prime,
right? You know, like Metroid Prime and Prime 2, those were the GameCube's Metroid. But N64 didn't have a Metroid. It really just depends on like, you know, the era of the games. But
they're like performance of that franchise too. Like,
but if you want like a game franchise that's always there, right? You want an example of that. You get mainline Mario. Well, hold on. Pokemon's always on the portables, which is why Switch finally has one.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Because like I always say, the Switch is basically everything Nintendo is. It's all of its home console franchises and all of its portable franchises living under one roof. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, there wasn't like any crazy Pokemon game on like GameCube or
I mean Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness, but those are
goated.
not
they're not mainline.
Those are goated, but those are not mainline Pokemon games. They should be, but they're not.
At least you can connect with them. That's what matters.
Yeah, those are damn good games. But so with Stadium 1 and 2, you know what I mean? They play in that realm of turn-based battles, but they're not mainline Pokemon games. Yeah.
Wow.
They're more spin-offs.
Yeah. Mainline would be like Red Blue. It's the generations.
Gold
Red,
and
Blue, yellow,
Silver.
Gold, Silver, Crystal.
Ruby and Sapphire.
Ruby,
and more
Sapphire,
recently,
Emerald,
Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet. Like those would be the generations. So I mean, hell, with them announcing Legends ZA, Legends is now officially a spin-off series.
Wait,
because I thought Legends was mainline because it is by Game Freak, but they're taking that to another. They're calling another game Legends, which means okay, it's a spin-off series. Got it.
Oh, wait, is Arceus a Legends or am I tripping?
Yes, it's Legends. Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yeah, okay, I thought. All right. Wow. What the hell?
So, but like those are portable games. But yeah, like the big portable games franchises that existed. Kirby was bigger on portable than it was home.
Oh,
so don't like look at the Switch's library, like first party wise, right? I have the list right in front of me actually. Because my Switch is on, I've been playing Princess Peach. Anyways,
I was gonna say, like, oh boy.
I've been testing out Metal Gear and I've been playing Princess Peach. The point is,
Okay.
like, look at these games I'm about to talk to you. Let's talk about portable ones first, right?
Oh, well, we don't have to go through all of them.
No, of course not. No, of course not. Of course not. Advance Wars 1+2, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, Fire Emblems were bigger on portables. You know, they didn't get a home console until Three Houses.
This is true.
All the Kirby games. You know, most Kirby's, the popular ones are on portables for the most part. You know what I mean? 2D Metroid. 2D Metroid used to be relegated to portables for a minute.
Mm.
For a minute. You know,
Okay.
Pokemon. That's a big one. And then like,
Mhm.
looking. No, that's about it. Yeah, but those are all big portable like series.
Mm.
Then you got the home console ones like Mario, Zelda, Mario Kart. Kind of is big on both, but you know what I mean. RPGs like Xenoblade, stuff like that. Like everything that you understand about Nintendo is all in one thing here. That's what makes it so brilliant. It's not just that it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid in every sense of that word. It's a hybrid functionality wise, and it's a hybrid in their ecosystem. Because now you don't need to buy a 3DS and a Wii U. It's that is the Nintendo console.
That's fair. Ooh.
So
Oh, games suck. Am I right?
What?
It's crazy.
Wait, when did we get to this?
I don't know. There's a lot of conversation and like.
you know what's funny? I didn't think episode 500 was going to be so philosophical.
You know, I had my reminiscence.
It was fun.
Hey.
Well,
No, yeah.
We
kinda
can be
thinking,
done
like-
if we want to be done, but yeah, I was gonna say, Justin.
Yeah,
What have you been playing?
I've
Just
been-
briefly just do it.
I've been playing the GOAT, Princess Peach Showtime, right here,
Same.
and I've been frustrated with it too. It's
I
good. It's good.
roll-
I actually like. I want to bounce off of this. I like how they kind of change it up each time you're playing through it. So it's something where it's not the same formula every single time. Granted, when you dumb it down, it's jump, action, and move around. Kind of like
You forgot Pose.
Anyways,
continue.
I have to buy this game. Well, that sounds like the metric for being a JoJo's character. Pose is a button.
Kinda.
Yes.
Yeah, but they always keep it. They always keep it interesting. I kind of make comparisons with like Luigi's Mansion 3, that being the only Luigi's Mansion I played. And yeah, it's like, oh, they're kind of similar as far as like how you look at it, but they also play differently like that too. But yeah, again, I've talked about it before. My only gripe with it is the fact that if you miss something, and granted, post-game content would also help with that because you could just go collect it then. But since I'm looking at it with like a little bit of OCD and I want to kind of get everything the first time around, it's definitely a hassle if you miss one. That's the only gripe I have about it.
No, I was kind of mad. I was thinking. I still can't think of it. I thought about like maybe what like Crash Bandicoot as far as like collectibles in a level.
Is it like that?
I don't think that can relate, right? There's like the commitment to finding gold.
Well, hold on. Peach is kind of egregious about it because there's one big difference between Crash. You're right. Crash does have missable like collectibles. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Crash has checkpoints.
Okay, they get it. They got it.
Crash Bandicoot has checkpoints. If you fail something and you're like, oh man, I don't want to reset the whole level. It's only from that area.
Mm-hmm.
You can just waste a life and go back to the checkpoint.
You know, that's crazy because Princess Peach actually has quote unquote checkpoints if you die. The problem is that you don't really die in that game.
No.
You have to really mess up or find a good opportunity to do that.
Oh, well, she get knocked out. She's like, damn.
Yeah. She's got like health, but like, when does she lose her health? That's the problem.
Well, it also ties back into the fact that Peach really isn't meant for like.
It's not
it's
meant
a
for
game
that.
anybody can play. Let me be fair. It's a game everybody can play.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know, every audience could enjoy it, but it's definitely designed with a younger audience in mind.
Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of fitting into like her as a character. She's not like saving a princess or anything. She's just doing peach-like activity.
Well, what's Peach-like activities? Because they used to tell me he was crying.
Hold on, it's not chucking Bowser because she would have did that in every game. that would have been something.
Well, ever since what game did they stop making her? Mario Odyssey was the last game they made her a damsel in distress.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because otherwise you play as her, and that's like, yeah. And Bowser just wants to rule the kingdom, regardless of having Peach or not.
Yeah, instead of like a jacked up angle of how you should view her because she's a lady, like in that old game, you're gonna view her in the sense that she's a princess, where a lot of elegant stuff done by princess could be seen on the stage. Because isn't like Broadway and stage play seen like highbrow stuff anyway?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it seemed like high class.
Yeah, that works for her. So I was like, why not?
I like the presentation of like the stage plays too.
Me too. I love how it looks. But do you know the developer Goodfeel is really good with that, right? They made Kirby's Epic Yarn. They made Yoshi's Crafted World, Yoshi's Woolly World, Wario Land Shake It. They're very good with that kind of stuff.
I'm pissed right now. Anyway, but yeah, that was crazy.
However, Goodfeel is known for that. They're also known for these kind of egregious like collectibles. They do this in all their games.
Oh no.
They're known for that? Jesus.
Well, I know them for that. I know them for that. But I was gonna say, like, it is a good game. It's actually really fun to play. And realistically, I think it's just me and Justin being OCD to get the 100% because you don't need to 100% this game. You don't. The bare minimum is actually super easy to get to.
Well, hold on. Yeah, of course, like 100%ing is always optional, but I even think about it for like, I remember trying to 100%. We're throwing another one. Wait, we brought it up earlier. Sonic Adventure, like trying to 100% and get like S rank on everything.
Oh, jeez, dude.
The demand for that.
Well, but there's an actual reward for that, right?
That's true. That's true.
I think, right? Wait, when you get all the emblems,
you get the Green Hill Zone.
You get Green Hill.
Oh, wait. Oh, crap. I hope the reward is worth it in this game. What the heck?
I hope so too, because
yeah, we're kind of hoping here.
Well, before I start talking about the games I was playing, Justin, is that the only game you've been playing?
I've been playing Rebirth. That is without any necessary words. It's amazing. Here's an also really amazing game that I haven't really been playing, but I should. Unicorn Overlord is it's literally fantastic.
Really?
It's like it makes. I think you may have heard it from different views. It just takes that like tactical RPG and just like twists it in a way that's like, oh, it's a little bit more engaging than just that.
That doesn't sound like Tekken 8, but it
doesn't sound like Tekken 8, but it keeps you on your toes like it.
Nice. Aniyah, I would ask you what you're playing, but I think you already answered that.
I think you told us.
Tetris 99.
I did see you playing that game the other day. Don't lie to me.
That's my go-to game when I just want to like get my brain going.
That's nice.
It's either that or Timberman Versus.
Of course.
Hold on. Where's my art? This is retro speaking. Where's Arkanoids?
Wait, what?
On like the Switch.
Arkanoids on the Switch? Yeah. You know what? Maybe not.
Am I like tripping?
No. I lied. Wait, okay. There is a recent Arkanoids release. I'm not kidding.
We're kind of going off on a tangent because honestly, you guys have been doing pickups, and I still got to do mine. I still got to get like Rise of the Ronin and Peach. But bruh, this game and another random game, Space Cadet, but that's a PC game.
That's fair.
Arkanoids is just I love that game, and I haven't played it in years.
I got you.
That in years.
Arcade.
It's right here.
Gotcha.
It has a 25-player battle royale mode.
What?
It is a battle royale too.
Yeah, it's Arkanoid Eternal Battle. It's on Amazon for $20, and I should pick it up because Katrina loves Arkanoid as well. So,
yeah, I guess who's picking up Arkanoids? Jeez, that game just like stays in like the back of my dome piece, and I just
it's even got 4-player competitive like local. So
what the
fuck out of here, guys? You know what we're doing for another video?
Arkanoid. That's an.
I was gonna say, Aniyah, you can make a video about how much you love Tetris 99 and Timberman Versus. just for like those purposes.
I do. Who knows? I
guess Arkanoid's
then
one, but-
Arkanoid's got like Arkanoid's got to be thrown in the mix too. I remember that game just being like, what the appeal of it. First of all, is oh man, if I want to get off,
it's a ball.
Look at how nerdy about it.
Brick breaking game, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the original brick breaking game. No, I lied. I'm sorry. No, it's not.
Oh,
No,
it's
let
not?
me get my history right. I believe it's Breakout is the original brick breaking game for Atari. It's for the Atari. And
Huh.
then Arkanoid's like a step up of that.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
I want to get like super technical about it and how much why do I like that game? It's more of like first of all, the theme of just like your effective you planning physics. First of all, physics is involved with it, and that's very interesting in the game. But then the choices if you make, if you kind of plan out and if you're precise enough, you can see a lot being done in just one action, or one fuck up in one action. There's something about that. I don't know why in this kind of lens it works out and it's super fun as a game. Because if you hit like the corner of like the board you use, and that mess goes and like just does this work and cracks up every brick, and you just watch it happen, you're like, shoot, guys, it's super satisfying. Super satisfying to do.
My favorite thing is that Breakout, right?
Yeah.
Those are games. Breakout and Super Breakout are both on the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection. On the Switch version and PS5, if you want to do it that way too.
Oh,
On the Switch version, you can put your screen down on the table or something, and you can play it with your finger, touchscreen.
That's
Oh.
that's cool.
You can use the paddle with that. Yep. And then with PlayStation 5 and PS4, you use the touchpad. You can just
yeah, I was like, there's got to be like some use of the touchpad then. Okay.
Yep. It's really cool because that actually makes sense because you can actually control it better. Because on an actual Atari, you use the turning. I have those controls, the paddles.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I didn't even know you had those.
I do. I have an Atari 2600. I have Breakout and Super Breakout. But I would like to get Arkanoid on the original NES, but the game is cheap, and you can play with the D-pad.
Okay.
Oh.
If you want the real Arkanoid paddles, they're like $100 and something. So
I don't know
no,
if I like
Retro
Arkanoid that much.
Expo maybe have something.
Yeah. but like I, you know what? You reminded me that there is an Arkanoids game. I'm gonna get that soon because I kind of want that on my Switch. I'm not gonna lie. I think for me it's the addictive like arcade like it's that addictive arcade like mindset. It's like you have a good score, but I want to beat that score, and I just
Yeah,
wanna,
the score
I wanna
mindset is
keep
always
going.
fun. I get that a lot with Timberman Versus for sure.
Yep.
That game is great. Good lord.
But yeah, other than Tekken and apparently Arkanoid. Oh, and Tetris 99. And Tetris 99.
Of course,
Great.
of course.
You got anything else you've been playing?
Oh fuck. Wait. No.
All right. All right.
I thought about it. I was like, I have River City Girls too, but I want to do something different with that. I want to play the first and the second one in like in
In order?
go. Yeah, I want to do it in one go at some point.
Nice. For me, this week, unfortunately, I have not been playing Rebirth. I had to take a break from it because my in-laws were in town, and it's really don't leave me, Justin. Wait.
Also, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of forgot we were still doing a podcast.
Yeah. Isn't
that great?
This podcast. Yeah. My big thing is when I have family over and stuff, it's a lot harder for me to just like be in the game room and sit there and play my PS5 or something. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That's a lot. And so I'm able to bring my Switch with me into the living room and hang out while I'm playing something. So my Switch has been like my savior this whole week.
Let's go.
This week, I finally 100%ed Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest.
Very
Oh,
nice,
yeah,
very
you
nice.
Now, why that's big for me is that's my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time. But I have never legitimately 100%ed it. I've always used the not the hack. It's kind of like a it's not a hack. It's a purposely put in like method to get all the bonus coins like from the get go, so you can just not have to look for the bonuses.
Gotcha.
But I did this with Donkey Kong Country 1 last year, where I was like, I beat that game legitimately. I got all the bonuses. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to do that with the rest of the series. So I was like, okay. So I did it with 2. It's done. And so naturally, I started up Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie's Double Trouble. And I am about 70% done with that game already.
Oh,
So I've been playing it. I'm chugging at it here and there. Like that's not like my main focus. So when I'm at work or something and I just want to play a level, I'll do it there. You know.
mm-hmm.
So I might beat that game by next week for sure.
Very nice.
Yeah. So once I'm done, that's the whole DKC trilogy on my Switch. I beat 3 games. And then I have been playing and dabbling into F-Zero Maximum Velocity a little more. Because now I understand the mechanics. I actually kind of enjoy that game more than I originally did. And that's been kind of fun. Still the weakest F-Zero game. But weakest F-Zero game means you're still better than most games. And then realistically, my time has been Princess Peach Showtime. I rolled credits this morning. At around 11, like 2 hours before the podcast, I rolled credits.
Aye.
I got all the sparklas. I got everything that you needed in that game. And then this game hit me with post game, and it's
a big ask from what you told.
That's a big ask for post game to 100% this game because
they hit you with Postmates.
They want you to play every level again, except this time there's like 3 little ninjas hiding in every level, so you got to find them. Now, granted. It's so easy to find them. They're doing the ninja technique, you know, like where they're like hiding, like behind the curtain thing, you know, like they're just doing that on the stage. You got to find it. You click A, you go, wow, you found me, and that's it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that. But what makes it tough is like, man, I don't want to play the levels again.
Because it's weird. We're trying to explain that to Aniyah about like why do we not want to replay the levels in
because he was like, well, that's replays like value, and I was like, yeah,
you're right, absolutely.
No, I was joking about the replay. I was like, I know what replay value is, but no, I was just joking. I wanted to see what you guys meant as far as like what was like the issue with replaying the levels, but no checkpoints, and then like
it's just all the cutscenes, no skipping. It's just
no skipping.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Nope.
Yeah, no skipping.
Oh, wow. They really want you to look at all the work we did. All right.
Yeah. But now, granted, the levels aren't that long.
Oh, really?
I think the slowest levels in the game. Justin, how far are you before I can say anything?
I was on fourth floor now.
Okay. Oh, so you have experienced all 10 of the costumes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
God, the detective is so slow, dude. Oh my God.
Aside from like the Kung Fu Peach,
I know this because I'm playing it right now. Oh my God.
Hold on.
No. My favorite levels in the game are all of the ones that are action based. Like I'm talking like
the Sword
Peach.
Fighter is really good. Mighty Peach is fun. Ninja Peach is really cool. That's a good one.
Give you a bit of everything.
Kung Fu Peach is really fun. Even figure skating Peach can be like weird, but it's action based, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Like you're actually moving and attacking things, so that's fine. Cowgirl Peach is good too.
It's true.
But when you're with the two, my least favorite two in this game.
Oh, really?
Detective is the worst. Detective's the worst. I don't think there's anything worse than the detective one. It's not. It's cool and it's charming because you actually have to be a detective and you're looking for clues and you got to read what they're saying to understand how to progress.
Okay.
Like you're being a detective. That's great. That's awesome. But when this game has collectibles that if you miss once, you got to restart the whole level. Oh my God.
Hold on. I wanted to ask about that. That's what I wanted to say. The level of attention you have to pay. Is it like, let me give an example. Is it more like
No, it's really not that crazy. It's like baby's first detective game, but like
Oh, is it?
No, yeah, yeah, you're not that crazy. You'll get
Is
it
it more
eventually.
like- Are you just like
It's
getting
just
more
the-
distracted by something you're enjoying and then having to put that attention aside to find something? I guess.
Basically.
Like you're
Yeah.
enjoying like whooping asses Kung Fu Peach, and you're like, oh snap, I forgot the little ticket or whatever. Like, is that what it
Kinda.
Yeah, kind
is?
of.
Okay.
And then Detective
Oh.
Peach just makes it worse because it's just so slow.
Yeah. Then it drags on top of that. Okay.
That one's pretty. Oh, that's the worst one in my opinion. Mermaid Peach is kind of.
Mermaid.
I found that charming. Yeah.
You haven't played the second Mermaid Peach level yet. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Come back.
That's
Come back to me.
I'll be back to you.
Yeah. The first level is whatever. It's fine. I don't really care for the mechanic of controlling someone else while you're just standing there. And I only say that because the second level is an auto scroller while you have to do that.
Oh, not the auto scroll.
So,
Oh,
Oh, you know what?
and then the third worst one, in my opinion, it's better than the other two. But it's I can't pronounce the name. Pastier Peach.
Oh, that one,
Pastier
yeah.
Peach? Yeah, like it's fine
That's
because
aight.
you know it's mini games.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like a
fine.
fun mini game.
It's still slow though.
That's true. Especially
Very
when you have to
slow.
mash A or whatever action button.
So those are like my three. All the other ones I can play. They're fun. Those three in particular, those levels get so
Monotonous.
slow, and if
Yeah.
you have to repeat to find a collectible you messed up on, oh, like good lord. But
Oh, yeah.
Had I had known that there was a post game, I
wouldn't
probably
do-
wouldn't
yeah.
have tried to go. I wouldn't have gone for the 100% at the beginning.
I might be the same way too. Now that
I
know
think
it.
I would have been okay. You know what? I'll get it on the next run.
Hmm.
So that's the game's fault for not letting me in on that early. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, now I can kind of understand why they would do a post game where you revisit the levels. So I can see it where we would never know, but that's not on the game to tell you that like, oh, there's gonna be stuff after the fact, or maybe
All right, you want me
reviewers
to-
don't say that aspect of it.
Sure. You want me to give you the other post game? Because that's not the only one.
Oh no. Oh god, no, go please.
So there's like, you know where you can buy the dresses and stuff like in the shop.
Yeah.
Right next to him is another one. He's a new one, and he's like, "Oh wow, I got this new thing. I want to decorate the whole theater." And I'm like, "Cool."
That's
He
nice.
requires those extra sparklers.
Oh,
The ones that you're not going to use because by the time if you 100% everything by the time you get to the last boss, you should have 120,
wow.
right?
And I
actually
did you
really
just
cool.
break time on us?
He went to the bathroom.
Okay. Gotcha.
When I was like, "Oh, cool, I'll just buy everything right here. I'm done, right?" Tell me why there's 15 missing.
Why are there 15 missing?
Because you have to replay the bosses. And there are challenges to those bosses.
Oh.
You can only get the sparkler if you complete the challenge. So every sparkler is a different challenge. So for instance, you fought the disco bird, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That one requires you for three things. One, don't get hit.
Sure.
Two, when you attack him with they call it when you attack him with the bird that actually hits him,
Oh yeah.
don't miss.
Okay. All right.
You cannot miss a single time. If you're gonna commit to the attack, you make sure it hits.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little purple birds that he leaves, make sure that they don't jump off the stage. You have to get them right there and then.
Okay. Yeah.
That sounds easy on paper. I had to restart like 5 times.
This sounds like a hassle, especially when you have to consider managing all of it.
I don't even want to know what the other bosses are gonna have as a thing.
But yeah, you were saying
So
15 though. You were saying 15.
Yeah, so every boss has 3 sparklers you got to get.
Oh, okay.
So once you get all those, then you can truly 100% the game. After getting that and all the ninjas.
Oh my god. Well, I can appreciate the fact that there's so much like post game stuff for you to do.
Yeah. Also, please tell me you know about the challenges after you beat a floor.
Yeah, I know about those.
Okay, cool. Because I actually didn't know that until floor 3, so I had to go back to floor 1 and 2
Yeah.
to do the 2.
But I actually like those ones. One, because
Yeah,
it's
those are
action,
fun.
and also like it is actually legitimately a challenge.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god, what the the dashing thief one where you gotta fly? What the hell was that? That was so rude of them.
It was. It was tough. I like that one.
That one hurt my feelings, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like you're already at the top and they asked you to go all the way down for the other bits.
But like all of this is a long-winded way to say it is a really good game. It is annoying to 100%.
Yeah.
But it's a really good game to just you play it, you're done, you roll
done?
credits, you don't have to play it again, you're done.
Yeah. I might just do that.
And it's fun. I'm going for the 100%, but I'm Philip, you know, I like
you got it.
playing my games. I like getting the full picture here, but yeah, I think it's a good game. I actually really find it fun. Dare I
That's
say
good.
it? Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Dare you?
Welcome
Yes.
back and I.
Okay, cool.
So I think it's a good game. Definitely recommend it. If you just want something different. I convinced my sister to buy it, so
Nice.
because she wanted it. She's not really good at platformers and whatnot, but she likes the idea of one that's easy. So
What's
I was like, play this one.
Yeah, what's another easy platformer then? I mean Kirby, technically.
The Kirby's,
Kirby.
any especially Star Allies. That's baby mode. Easy,
That-
but
yeah. Yeah, I was playing that during my breaks.
I beat that game. I beat that 100% when it came out in like a
100%.
week.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I never went back to do the new stuff, the new add-ons and post-game stuff.
Oh.
Like I know I can do the buddy challenges where like they added all those new like old Kirby characters.
Oh yeah.
Like you could play as Magalore and like you could play as like the trio from Dreamland 2. Like that's cool. I don't know. That's
I get
a lot. but like Forgotten Land, man, I 100% of that game. That game is great.
It is a really good one. I never did 100%, but it is really good.
God, that game's I think about it a lot. I really like that game. I think if they do another Kirby game in that style, I would be so happy, dude.
I just want them to bring back that Kirby try and greet everybody, and then bring in like this the gunslinger capability if they don't.
That is my favorite Kirby game. Like dead ass. Forgotten Land is my favorite Kirby game. It's so good.
It's something else. And it's crazy that game is running on us.
Mario.
It runs on just
that was my
30
Mario
frames.
64 moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is just 30 frames. Yeah.
You know what also runs at 30 frames? Hellblade 2.
Oh yeah.
Hellblade 2.
I expected that though. Are people really surprised about that?
Maybe. It just brought up, the usual trending tag of 30 frames per second.
I expected that for a full Unreal Engine 5 game. I'm just saying.
Speaking of who?
Where's the man?
I thought that was him.
I fully expected that game. Besides, they want to present it like a movie. Movies run at 25 frames. Like, come on.
This is true.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Didn't people bitch about that with like Uncharted or something?
Maybe.
Well, the original games ran at 30 frames, yes. But when they got remastered and remade, they ran at 60.
Oh, see, I remember that. I have that collection. But
I really
Nathan
should
Drake
play
collection and Legacy of Thieves.
do I have Legacy of Thieves?
Legacy of Thieves is the PS5 collection of 4 and Lost Legacy.
I don't have that. Yeah, no, I don't have that.
That's basically the Nathan Drake collection to those two games.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy it pretty soon then.
That's how I describe it.
Yeah, I feel it. Man. Then sheesh, guys. I'm not even sure, man.
Yeah, that's all I've been playing. I fully expect to be going back to Rebirth next week.
Cool.
I need to keep going. I want to play it. I want to beat it before Paper Mario. That's my goal.
Oh, I guess I should say too. I'm on chapter 9 of Rebirth now.
So now you're ahead of me. Damn.
Going on.
So I've had a couple of play sessions with Kate Sith.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say you're out of Gold Saucer, and now you're back in the Corel region.
Yeah, I'm still in the Corel region,
down in the desert area, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
How many? Oh yeah, go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna ask, Phil, when you mentioned the ones that you couldn't clear out, was it because of something in chapter 9, or was it like chapter 7 stuff you couldn't complete?
It was chapter 7 stuff you couldn't complete. Like for instance, I'll say it as without like too much spoilers. The Johnny side quest
Yeah. I'm still working
that
on
can't
that.
be completed until chapter 9.
Gotcha.
But the proto relics for that area, that region, can also not be completed until later in the game. You can only get 2 of them from what I know in chapter 9, and you have to come back
Yikes.
at a later time to get the other 2 proto relics.
All right.
Something along those lines from what I read. No spoilers, but yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hold on. How many?
14 chapters, and if that's what you're gonna ask.
Yeah, this one, right? But how many
Yes.
chapters are in
Remake 18.
I'm at -32 because I haven't
Yes.
played any of those.
However, Aniyah, I'll be real with you. Remake goes by like that.
Remake's pretty fast.
But
remake is short because remake is only Midgard. It's only once you're in Midgard. As soon as you leave Midgard,
Midgard is where it's just introductory, and then everything else is like wow.
Yeah, in the original game, Midgard's like the introduction area. It's why it's all hallways. It's why there's no open areas. Once you leave Midgard, it becomes open. So that's what they did with this game. Remake is literally just the area in Midgard. And so the chapters are like this. They're going by like this. Let me give you a good example. Remake, it took me 50 hours to beat.
Oh.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I am almost 60 hours in Rebirth, and I'm only halfway through the game.
Perspective. Damn. Okay, that makes sense.
So the chapters in Rebirth are way longer.
Damn, really? Damn.
Way longer.
Over half the game. You got good lord. All right, that's cool.
But I would say that despite that, it doesn't feel like a chore when you go through like the main game stuff.
Oh, that's cool then. I've always
unless you hate Queen's Blood like Phil, then maybe not.
Okay. Listen, no, I was thinking like
I swear to God, Square Enix just loves adding bullshit to their games. They just love it. They absolutely love to add the dumbest shit to their modern games. Fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. There's my F-bomb, by the way. The Kingdom Hearts 3, when they added all those random ass mini games that you gotta do, like the Ratatouille ass, like I was like, get out of here, dude. Let me play the game. Or any of the Kingdom Hearts games, all the Winnie the Pooh stuff, they just love throwing that in there. Freaking this isn't even the first Final Fantasy with the card game. 8 has a full-fledged card game in it. Why?
Like
look forward to that.
What do you mean?
Why? Like they just love throwing in the dumbest things into those games. Bloated up.
Variety. I don't know. That's pretty funny.
Mm.
Well, I want to beat the original before I play the other one. So I am.
And that's not a bad idea because really you get a lot of context and it feels really impactful when you see it in Rebirth or Remake and Rebirth, and you're like, wow, that's really cool how they handled that. Like that's really fun. Because
I'm curious.
I feel like I'm experiencing this game for the first time all over again because of these. That's how it feels like to me. That's how good these are. I don't think they're a replacement. I think there's still a. It's kind of like Resident Evil 4, right? Like to the original.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It is not a replacement game. It is not there to replace the original. It is just they're both so good
In their own right.
in their own way, or own ways, in their own rights of their own eras that Remake and Rebirth are going to become like modern classics in the future.
Mm.
Okay.
That's how good that game is. I was telling Katrina and my other friend just yesterday. I was like, there is not a single game right now that I can see in the foreseeable future of this year that's going to beat 7 Rebirth as my game of the year. I don't see it.
That's fair. That's also very fair.
I don't unless Nintendo's about to drop Metroid Prime 4 this year. Right?
Or unless you get blessed. Unless you get blessed.
Oh yeah, that's true. Unless you're blessed. Well, I don't know. East 10 does come out this year, but you know what I mean. Like,
but that's gonna be tough.
let's be realistic. Of course not. But like, I mean, I love East, but like, 7 Rebirth is so good. I cannot believe how good they made that game. Like, they no wonder it took 4 years to to really make sure that those were like taken care of. Because holy shit, that game is amazing, dude.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna figure out. Even though,
all right.
So
I haven't been on. I mean, at least on camera, I guess. As far as like making the list, what was you? Did you guys like? You guys did favorite any game, right, that you played throughout this year? What else was there that you guys have for like making that list, or was there like another?
You want the
yeah, like how you guys categorize it again?
Yeah, so for audiences on YouTube and whatnot, every year, and I don't know how long Justin's been doing it, but I kind of helped out with like a structure.
Sure. Yeah.
Small bit of it, but Justin usually does like at the end of the year, every year on this podcast, a game of the year like podcast, like an episode where it's like we talk about our top 10 games that we played in the year and what we thought about them real quick, like descriptions, and we just go on a round table, and it's really fun. And it's actually my favorite episode to do every year because it's just really fun to just
look back
talk about games
and really see where
talk
people's
about those
perspectives,
games, the impact of those games that they had on us, whatever. And the idea is that it's not necessarily the games that come out this year, because we are all different gamers of some sort, right? Some of us are catching up with backlogs, some of us are keeping up with new games, some of us are not, some of us are still playing live service games. Like what was it like I think Mark usually had like like he would say like Fortnite season or whatever, because he's like
when it was
or Gundam. So it's like new DLC stuff that's included too. Like if I had played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed, that probably would have made the top 10 list. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like a top 10 of a specific gaming content of what you want, like of what you played that really impacted you this year, this specific year. I am a person who usually does keep up. My top 10s are always basically the games that come out this year. That's why I always throw an honorable mentions list, because I like to throw some of my backlog stuff in there, and you know. And then I have a retro game of the year where it's like an older game that I beat that I was like, yo, I'm finally happy I beat this game, you know?
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was thinking in terms of indies. I was like, y'all never did that, right?
No. Well,
indies are I don't look at indies as indies. I look at them as if they can sit on the shelf next to Mario and Zelda, that's a video game. So like I would have a couple indies on my list if I had played them and they were good. You know what I mean? Like,
well, okay.
Because Sephi's, I forgot which year it was, but her game of the year was Death's Door. That's a great indie game.
Yeah, that was an indie game. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's just the games that you played this year and you rank them on yourself. Like what were the 10 that you liked in particular? And hell, you don't even have to. I think baseline we try to make one particular one that is your favorite, but the other 9 are just kind of there just so we have something to talk about.
That's fair, but that's why I'm like leading with, bruh, because
I can tell you I can tell you right now that Rebirth is probably my game of the year, and we're not even done. It's only the beginning of the year.
I was like, same thing with Tekken 8. We just got our first DLC.
Although sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just spontaneously thinking about Tears of the Kingdom and how I thought that was going to just sweep. That was in May. And then literally everything else just started like rising up beyond, and we were like,
"That was ridiculous."
So
was ridiculous, dude.
What if that's something that might happen? I know, granted, it's rebirth, but also what if? But also, what if something was out there?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, because you want to know why? Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey came out 2017, right? Mario Odyssey was my game of the year, but of that year, 2018 it was Smash, right? 2019, I didn't have a game of the year. I didn't really pick one that year. I don't believe. I might have. I just have to remember what came out that year. But 2020, my game of the year was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Right?
Oh, yeah, it was Remake.
It was Remake.
Okay.
Remake was my game of the year that I could not believe how good that game was. 2021 is when I started doing this with you guys, like when I started doing the game of the year stuff with you guys. So I think 2021 I voted That was the year of It Takes Two, right? Or was that 2022?
Yeah, actually, no, you're right. 2021 game of the year was It Takes Two. I believe.
Game of the year was It Takes Two, not mine, but it was
Right. It was Game
because
Awards.
mine was Metroid Dread.
It was Dread, huh?
Mine was Metroid Dread.
What the fuck?
My game of the year that year was Metroid Dread. I love that game. And then
It's fantastic.
2022 rolled around, and then 2022, my game of the year was not Elden Ring. Everybody chose Elden Ring. Mine was God of War Ragnarok.
That was a tough one though. That was really tough.
That's a really tough one. And you know what? 2023 was tough for me too because I was surefire bet thought it was going to be Tears of the Kingdom for me. I sat here and I was like, Tears of the Kingdom, there's no way. There's no way something's going to beat Tears of the Kingdom for me. Because like I had that experience of like we had an old school experience playing that game. And it was, you don't get that anymore.
Mhm.
We were messaging each other on chat going like, did you find this? No, I found this. Dude, you should go this way. And Aniya's like, you guys suck, dude. I went this way. You should go that way.
Went
And I'm
to
like,
the depths and
this is-
stayed in the depths.
yeah, like it was cool, dude. When did we ever have that
Darkness
experience? Like,
imprisoning me.
not the Metallica reference. Like when did we actually get a real like game that we've done that with in a long time? I think Aniyah, you and me did it with Breath of the Wild, but even then, it wasn't up to this level. Like,
yeah, it was there.
It was like we worked together, and it was passing by, and I'd be like, "Hey, where are you at?" Oh,
yeah,
cool.
and
then
then
we walked away.
and then the 5. Yeah, we'll just be like, "Dang, I didn't know that," and then that's
Yep.
about it.
That's great. That's it.
Nah,
This
but
was
honestly,
that game, right?
I just those games like that.
I didn't think Tears of the Kingdom. I thought Tears of the Kingdom was my surefire bet game of the year.
Mm.
And then
But
Nintendo
then-
wants to sit here and come out with 3 games in the same year
Let me tell you
that
something about
that push their series forward in
Let me
ways
tell
I
you
didn't
about
think was possible. Right? You had Tears of the Kingdom pushing Zelda. You had Pikmin 4 pushing Pikmin,
Mhm.
all from the same team, the same studio at Nintendo. Is it EAD? Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know
And
that.
then my actual game of the year, which was Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which that was so tough because I had to really think about to myself, was this nostalgia? Is it nostalgia or is it really that I feel that Mario Wonder is one of my favorite Mario games of all time?
Well, hold on. You know what? I mean,
Because I didn't think you could
like
make a
nostalgia.
Mario game like that.
yeah, but like that's what I was gonna say. Like when it comes to like the game itself, like what about it makes you like the game? It would be like, of course, like we got aesthetics and stuff. But how do you feel playing a game like that?
It
A
is-
platformer
it
with
is-
like, yeah.
It is everything I wanted from a 2D Mario since New Super Mario Brothers for DS.
Oh, then shit.
I mean, it was a new art style, a new like world to explore. It's not just the Mushroom Kingdom again. It's the fact that there's new enemies, dude. I cannot believe that we went this long in the Mario series and a 2D Mario game where like you hardly see a Goomba or a Koopa. Did you know that? Like you see some of them here and there, obviously.
God,
but
I haven't.
they
played the
don't-
game yet.
They don't. There's brand new enemies like all the way through, dude. Everything, it feels new. It feels like fresh. Ideas are being thrown at you left and right. The wonder seeds that actually like complement the levels. Like they make you actually do things in 2D Mario you never thought you were gonna do. Like turn the game into isometric and play Zelda for a minute. And you're like, what the hell? What am I doing? Like, or like the whole floating mechanics that's kind of from Mario World a little bit, but
Mhm.
like it's a little bit different. Yeah, like it's
Wow.
Mario, the Mario series in general, like the mainline games, the 3D and 2D platformers, they're my favorite games of all time. And it's hard for me to sit here and tell you that because objectively speaking, I think Tears of the Kingdom probably is the better game. But I think that Mario Wonder does a lot for the Mario series. And I'm just glad we have creative like Mario back again.
I see you.
Mario Odyssey is exactly what 3D Mario needed. Wonder is what 2D Mario needed for even longer than 3D.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, because honestly, damn.
And that's
Okay.
kind of what I went off. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit of nostalgia. Of course it is. It's a little bit of bias. But I really had to think about it. It does the same thing that Tears of the Kingdom does.
But then again,
expands and pushes its respective series forward.
yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean that
And
makes sense.
I beat that game twice when it came out. Did you know that?
Wait,
I 100%ed it, and then I was like, man, that was great. And then I did it all over again.
Nah, that's fair. Okay, that's good.
I don't do that. I don't do that with games anymore. Not often.
Except for what? Didn't you do that for
Odyssey was the last one I did it with.
Yeah.
Now, well, hold on. I didn't 100% it again. I ran it up until like the goal.
yeah.
I beat it. It rolled credits, and I was like, "It's still fun."
Yeah. Okay.
I had a good time playing it again. Like I was just playing.
Yeah, honestly, I could do that. I was doing the same thing with not Tears. Breath of the Wild.
For a minute, I thought Celeste was one of the best 2D platformers. Mario Wonder is the best 2D platform I've ever played. Like it feels smooth to play. Like you the moment you start moving, Aniyah, you're like, oh damn, this is refined. Like they combed it to make sure that Mario feels good to move.
Man, I mean, I should have been playing it, but now I gotta play it. Cause if there's any two games that will just like snap off and people like playing when it comes to like 2D anything, it's Celeste and Hollow Knight. So if we're talking about like the crisp feel of Celeste, and now you're talking about Wonders, like
Wonder feels so good to play. And I think that's really what it comes down to, is that I just have fun playing Wonder. And I have fun playing Tears of the Kingdom, but I can pop in Wonder whenever and just keep playing it.
Mm-hmm.
that speaks to more appeal anyway. Like, of course, we could bug about objective stuff, like what you fucking mechanic. But anyway, how do you feel actually engaging with that game?
Yeah.
And so that's what I made that decision on, is that Mario Wonder is my game of the year last year. It's that good.
Because you did say like it can go, it's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. I really had to think about it. I think my problem is Tears of the Kingdom. Do you really want me to like go into why I kind of just put it lower?
Let me guess. I think you mentioned it earlier. Well, it was just like it just felt like
it's two things.
Like,
there's two things.
Okay, the thing with how
one is that it was really the experience of playing Tears of the Kingdom, right? It wasn't really the game itself that would push me there. Like I had an experience playing it with you guys because we were like talking about it, and every day we were like messaging each other, and it was really cool. That's an experience. Like I can't believe that we did that.
Super nice. But
then here comes the con. I guess it's not really like hot take anymore. People are really talking about this online.
It's like how Breath of the Wild.
Do I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game than Breath of the Wild? And I kind of struggled with that for a minute because do I? Here's the thing. I do think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game. But it is not as impactful as Breath of the Wild was.
I feel like that's.
I think Breath of the Wild will go down as like an absolute classic. It'll go down like Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Tears of the Kingdom is not going to go down like that.
I can feel it. I think that's probably what people expect, like that demand that they were hoping for. Whatever expectation they had for Tears, it was not really met.
It's also a lot harder for me to say like, oh man, the sense of discovery. Yeah, the sky is cool. The underground, like the depths were great.
Discovery in there was crazy.
I kind of already been there, done that, right? With Hyrule Field a little bit. Like, yeah, there's enough differences to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I'm telling myself, oh, I should go this way and see what this looks like now. Instead of the idea of, oh, what's over there? I want to know what's over there.
Wait,
yeah.
Oh, really? I've definitely had that feeling, like wanting to know where it's at, or like wanting to know what's going on in there. I got that feeling definitely in the depths.
I think, yeah, the depths I did, but I mean, like in the idea of that,
sky?
Yeah, in the sky, but in the idea that the main actual part of the game where you're playing, it's the same as Breath of the Wild structurally.
Mm-hmm.
Like going down and doing.
They didn't change the map at all. The layout's still there. You can walk to, if you know how to do it. You can still do it there, for the most part.
Yeah, there's like bits and stuff that's changed, but
yeah.
Almost.
I think that kind of hurts it a little bit for me.
That's what
I don't think it's not a 10 out of 10. I think Tears of the Kingdom is fantastic. It's literally that good.
Yeesh.
It's just when I objectively think about it, I think Breath of the Wild had a bigger impact on me than Tears of the Kingdom.
I feel the same.
I do think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game.
There will be some things that I feel like that will kind of dilute it. Not even just for like the game and like the maps and mechanics. Because mechanically, we got like some interesting changes with the Ultra Hand and all the other stuff that you're able to do as far as like
I think that's the biggest difference between the two games is what can you actually do with its mechanics.
Yeah, but then like some people were even bugging about some of the consistencies, even with just the story, because people want stuff. As far as like story wise, because there are people who engage with the characters. There's a lot of things you want to happen with, like, you can talk about Zelda and Link. That's super obvious. But then there's like this weird fall off with some of the characters that they had before. Like
I was gonna say, it's also it's technically a bad sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Like
it is a bad sequel.
Like they don't follow up with anything. Nintendo does. Here's the thing: Nintendo's philosophy is they don't follow story. You play the game as it is because it's the next game in the Zelda series. It's its own self-contained thing. You know what I mean? Like it is not. Yeah, like yeah.
It's a little weird, but like if it's a consistent thing they notice, or maybe because they made a weird ass timeline, if they can make that mess work, probably. But nonetheless, a little weird. There's like no point.
Just talking about games we were playing, and then we got into a discussion of like
top tens. Yeah, we're kind of stuck there.
Yeah, maybe because I was thinking about like the metrics of what we're gonna do. Because I mean,
because
Aniyah wants to participate in this year's Game of the Year at the end of the year, but he didn't know what the metrics were, or like what we usually do and what we do like overall mark. And
like
he doesn't know how the rating system goes.
Yeah,
I was only a part of the discussion like in the chats and everything.
True,
but and then also trying to be a part of the podcast a little bit more consistently. But man, I don't know with what I'm trying to do now. Because yesterday I didn't even go to the tournament because I was trying to do too much yesterday. I was trying to go to the tournament right after work, and then the weather was trash. So
the weather was horrible yesterday.
Yeah. So I was like, nah, I want to live. So I just came back.
I want to live.
Then I already have like a couple of other ones to go to. So it'll just be like a good amount of.
I had a mouthful of water, so I couldn't say what I wanted to say. I was laughing because I was like trying to get to the podcast part. I was like, yeah, because Justin and Phil wouldn't stop cooking you about it.
I was trying to do stuff a little bit more consistent, but you know what? What was it in the chat? My redemption arc or training arc? I'm just on a lot of arcs right now.
Yeah,
they legit.
Homies on side quests.
They did what me and the rest of the community did with Kristoff when he vanished.
That is funny. Did. And it's hilarious. But
we just made it a meme of Kristoff's return.
That was a brilliant return, by the way.
Yeah, but if anything, that was funny. But I'm honestly gonna think like we still do have to like, I guess, lay out how content-wise what we're gonna be doing as far as personal, Tanuki, and then when we collab on here for the DangIT stuff. So it's always up for like how we were gonna hash that out. But honestly, I think for me, trying to do some real world stuff because like I can't stay. I'm not gonna stay in this. I like my job now, but I can't stay there forever. Like I have to get out. And
I gotcha.
Start thinking of ways to like get more of
that bread.
Yeah, that bread. But like I also want to get some cheese and deli select with it too, because I want to make like a nice
cheese and deli select.
Like I'm trying to get like trying to handle it to a point where we can get things more produced, self-fund technically for all the things we want to do for like content. Because one thing I was kind of bugging about is like I'm not denying that we have a chance of like getting put on the map and people recognizing us as far as like content creation. But man, I'm not going front. I'm not trying to be too pessimistic. All right, guys.
Okay. All right.
I'm a pretty optimistic guy, but more of what I'm seeing in the space is like a hot amount of people suck. Like, so it's just I never want to cross paths with them.
I never want to talk to them.
I was wondering where that was going, and you just said people suck.
Like, he's not wrong, but
like, wrong. It's like, man, you ever wanted to talk about video games and out of nowhere somebody ends up being
he's
a
not
weirdo?
lying, but he's right.
Like, being a weirdo is wild, yeah.
Yeah. It's
However, sometimes it do be entertaining when that happens. I can't lie.
Dude, it's also entertaining when I'm not.
You're just like
involved.
chaos. Knock it off.
Yeah, no. The entertaining thing is like you're not involved with it. That's why you can laugh when it's not like in your like spitting distance. Now, if they're like bumping elbows with you, nah, it's not
You're
funny.
right. You're right. It's like then it's like.
Yeah, nah, y'all can
I got
be
you.
fun over there.
I guess it depends. It depends on what the weird thing they said was.
Yeah, no, it's not even like weird like stuff they say. It's what they do.
You mean like Kanye West talking about like some weird Nazi things? Yeah, that
was crazy. That was a crazy thing.
He was a Jewish doctor.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm not gonna say what he quit, dude. That's the exact sentence after he says, "I'm not gonna say what ethnicity." He was a Jewish doctor. I'm just like,
bro, none of that stuff is. I don't think we're gonna. Well, no, I don't think we're gonna be in Kanye's circle anytime soon. I don't want to.
Oh god.
like,
Maybe
the only person who should be in his
you
circle,
gotta leave, Phil.
The only person who should be in Kanye's circle is a therapist.
Fucking therapist. Anyway, nah, but still, with content making, it really would just be like-minded people. Just let's stay in, talking
or just
enjoying
us.
video games,
or just us. You know,
right?
I get that.
Like, yeah, like bro, honestly, that's I'm cool with this, but can't
I
deny.
talk to people, but like we try to.
Yeah,
see, I have an open mind.
Sure,
I can't deny that
there's got to be people who love Zelda too out there. It can't just
right.
Zelda 2 specifically.
It's more of just like
my shouts to the one again, lawn folks.
Yeah, one.
You know what? watch me play RZ, dude, and have like a deep appreciation for those games now. Like,
no, that's what the CDI should have been. I think that's what RZ's finna do.
Also,
RZ is like a good game if it was done in the CDI. There's a difference.
By the way, as someone who doesn't really know Zelda shit, could someone clarify this YouTube short that I saw? Is it true?
No.
Is it true? No, hold on, no, shut the fuck up. Second of all, is it true that after it's like the person who makes the game saw he saw another series, and so he wanted to make all the games connect, and it ended up just becoming this convoluted storyline that rivals even Kingdom Hearts?
Yes,
it does not rival Kingdom Hearts like that, but it's kind of convoluted.
No, I've heard that it actually, if you actually really get into it, it gets to that level. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
if you really want to get into the weeds, yeah.
Ooh, well, I'm glad to be ignorant.
Phil said, Justin, I wish that was the truth, but it turns out
as a matter of fact, it really is lining the pieces up.
Kingdom Hearts is pretty bad when it comes to storytelling, but no, Zelda's a little bit more easier to follow. The problem is where did they put Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? Do you know which timeline?
Oh man,
is it? I wonder if it's probably its own separate timeline. If I
so if I take that area as its own timeline because there's no way.
Yeah, kind of.
They do make references in the first one.
That's what I'm saying. The first game makes references to Twilight Princess, hero of time, hero of sky, and hero of Twilight is what they say.
So I don't know. It could be after everything else and be all.
I feel like Breath of the Wild had a great placement, just being beyond the timeline, like somewhere in the future. It's vague about it, but the Tears of the Kingdom shows you the past, and you're like,
it's a little off. Hold on,
because the first king of Hyrule was Rauru, and you're like, wait.
That's all I hear when I hear that. That's all I hear when I hear that.
Rauru, Maggie. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry.
No, it's like
And then Ganondorf was there. Like Ganondorf was there. So I'm like, I don't understand what's going on.
Because of Nolan, there is always one thing that always pops into my fucking head about Ganondorf.
Hello.
It's specifically because of Nolan.
Yeah.
It's him saying Ganondorf and his giant redwood tree ass cock. I'm like, why?
I don't remember that. Now I got to.
I know.
Anyway.
Now I have to look this up. Don't look it up.
Don't.
Nolan said that, and every time I hear Ganondorf now, for some reason, first thing that comes to my mind, I was like, Nolan, why?
No, hold on. What about how about this? As far as like got like the consistency or however they want to connect the timelines of these games. How about we just think about it like the way they treat comics, like DC and Marvel? I swear, at least one of your favorite heroes have died, but they're not dead.
The problem with DC, the problem with DC comics, like say for example, like
This
the
is gonna get into a
Superman,
tangent.
is because unlike having one
I didn't
creator,
realize what time it was, honestly.
unlike having one creator, they
I
have
have.
several different creators that each have their own interpretation of the character,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
why
I'm going to say with Zelda.
that's why Superman has such contradicting lore points.
Oh yeah, how he changed all the planets on like one silly chain in like the Silver Age or Bronze Age or whatever. But now he gets spit on by Batman, who has kryptonite like breath spray. So you know,
Breath spray.
yeah. I when I saw that pen, I was like, "Yo, did he spit on it?" Yo, really?
Superman he puts it in Superman's fucking pocket. He's like, "Oh, breath spray, perfect. Going on a date
Yeah,
tonight."
it was a scene where he just had
Terrible.
it in the back of his tooth and he spit on some kryptonite spray, and I was like, "All right, well, I guess he's prepared." But
I
yeah,
think
you know.
one of the funniest old school like Superman facts is pink kryptonite.
Pink kryptonite.
Let's not talk about print kryptonite. Anyway,
All right.
Do you know what that is?
all right.
Do you know
yes,
what
I
it is?
do. It's of its time.
It makes him
Gay.
All right, I think
All right, we should wrap
that's
up.
a good cutoff. That's a good cutoff.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
I'm gonna have you stop right there, Mark. before
I
we
made
get
sure to get
any-
real close to the microphone for that one.
I'm gonna cut you off right there, Mark. Let's end this.
Love to
Yes.
You got
That's
it.
pretty
It made it a lot funnier though.
Let's
Love to see it.
So, guys,
oh, I got the three. So
It was a different time.
towards a different time.
I just want to end it with the final like thing. Again, Justin,
We're watching Godzilla.
thank you.
Oh, sorry. What?
No.
Do you want to go watch Godzilla?
I would be so psyched for it.
I
Also,
don't know. I'm kind of down. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay, but what were you talking? What were you talking?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Anyways, sorry. I was gonna say, to end this on the 500 episode. Again, Justin, I'm really appreciative of being part of this, and just really being able to be on here with all the dudes and all the buds, and sometimes Seffi. And
why the break time scene?
That's how I
This
felt. I was like, that's disrespectful.
what an asshole! And I just like it's been fun. The podcast is something I look forward to doing. It's a lot of fun just to talk about the games, the movies, anime, the music, and stuff that we just really like. And so, thank you once again for having me on here, as always. And here's to another 500.
Especially coming from, I say that's a good message for me. I would just say that it's just wild coming as someone who was watching this for years, suddenly being a part of it. It's been a long ass journey. And honestly, I honestly didn't think this would ever happen. So honestly, the fact that it did, the fact that I actually became friends with you guys, I've enjoyed all of it, and I really appreciate it. Can't look forward, and I can definitely look forward to the rest of it.
And we're going to your goddamn wedding.
This is true.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, honestly, same, bro.
Wild.
Yeah, because honestly, bro, I would think like I would stick to just all my little hobbies and all the other goofy weird stuff I enjoy just doing on my nerd shit. But when it came to trying out stuff on video, when it was Gabe that talked to me about it, and then I remember we recorded like a podcast episode, and I was like, I always thought that I was, to myself, honestly, I still kind of am. I don't want to put everything out online, of course, but like to a point where I didn't think I'd even be like doing shit online. Like I didn't think I'd be doing that at all. But
People were so attracted to your personality, bro. You have no idea.
yeah, that was something.
People
Honestly,
found you hilarious.
It's still a little weird sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I understand how I can come across to people, but shit, I wouldn't have found out if Justin didn't have all this thing set up and kept it going.
Yep.
So that's why, even though this is just a personal thing for me, I still try to like I'm not gonna abandon anything. I'm not gonna leave you guys like high and dry and stuff. I know I still want to do my own thing, but I have like more of a drive to tap into every other facet of things I enjoy doing because I was on the channel with you guys. So definitely got to thank Justin for keeping that spark going. Because who would I wouldn't have known.
That's Sparkla. Ah.
Can you mute? Where's the mute button? I got the stream deck to goddamn Discord. You make me sick.
Got him.
Anyway,
I had to hit him with the SpongeBob movie plug. Don't let the flame die out.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Justin.
Wow, dude. I'm definitely feeling that here with all the sentiments. I also want to have a couple last says here. The podcast was kind of a really good thing for the channel as far as kind of keeping a level of authenticity in like the connections that we have with each other, regardless of like who was like here, who had went on to do other things. Honestly, it's such a weird journey because the cast that we have now wouldn't have been possible if one, I didn't meet up with Gabe, and another weird one of like a weird factoid about this is that I didn't really get to meet the group of friends that I have now if it weren't for one, Mario Power Tennis, and two, Prince of Tennis.
Bro,
Okay,
yeah.
that is a little weird, but yeah,
It's a little
I
weird.
look at this,
But if it weren't for
it
all
is
that,
very odd.
I wouldn't have
It's
met
very
Dennis.
odd.
I wouldn't have met Gabe. Therefore, I wouldn't have met Aniyah. Wouldn't have met like Nolan, Steven, and then of course like Mark was like jumping in for the reactions, and then Phil in later on in the future. It's crazy.
Don't forget Christoph. Don't forget
And you-
Christoph.
Of course,
You
Christoph.
know the
yeah,
funniest.
yeah.
You know what the funniest thing is? You wanna know who the first person in DangIT I ever actually interacted with? It was fucking Gabe. This man is a every single thing in the
This man's a
DangIT is because of this lovable fucker over in Okinawa.
Dang it, verse is funny. I was gonna say mine was Nolan actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he didn't meet Nolan first. It was all
I
that.
met Nolan first before Aniyah.
Oh, okay.
It was actually through Nolan I met Aniyah.
Yeah. Like
Work.
the original cast, which is like myself and Gabe, Seffi, and Christoph, they're all from the same group that they were like from same like graduation year. I was like one sitting outside, but met Dennis who knew that group. So like that's how I integrated with them. But yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know about that. So yeah, Gabe knew Aniyah and Steven and Nolan.
Because y'all worked at Amazon together.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And so they just became part of the videos.
Dark days, very dark days. Yes,
The dark days. The dark days arc.
terrible.
Your house.
But like, nah, it's been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Usually, you want to keep this optimism because it's like we got a lot of stuff that we can offer for sure.
Yeah. And I guess like one last thing I suppose is that I think the core of like the podcast remain like ultimately the same regardless of like how many years going forward, what's happened, who's here. So I just look forward to it. It's a lot of like it's about the connection that's really important to me, and I've been able to do that. So thank you guys as well.
And then we have Tanuki Media going up.
You're welcome.
We're doing it.
We're doing this.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
I want to
Real
talk
quick,
about
Aniyah,
that, but like after podcast.
Yeah, Aniyah, quick fit check. How you doing right now?
Oh, yeah.
As far as like, as far as, like, getting
okay.
swole,
Yeah, how you doing
Damn.
right now?
Damn, Phil.
it's all.
Damn!
What?
All right, I'm sorry. Let me put that back. I'm behind myself. I got disrespected.
Aniyah, why is that bicep popping, bro? Damn.
I'm just whoa,
Because he's been working out.
Wait, hold on. It's like I still gotta go and dude. I gotta work on cardio. That's all that. That's all that mess is. Cause like glass cannon. This ain't nothing.
This a little more, dog.
Bro, you made this man run off screen for a second.
I gotta go run off and do a little more of this. Obviously, like you
Bro,
suck, dude.
you pulled out that ring from
the ring
from
fit?
the ring fit adventure, and Aniyah just disappeared off the screen for a second.
Those mini games are crazy.
It's funny. I was going to say, like,
Oh my
damn,
God.
Phil, look at those Aztec pythons. And now I just, I'm like, never mind.
Never mind, dog. I obviously need more work. Like,
Oh, dog, no, it's a camera trick. I got a wide angle lens. So
Shut your-
No, I got the fisheye lens. That's what's going on. You just gotta like center it.
oh my god! All right,
Oh my
I think that's a
God.
good
Okay.
place to head. Dude.
Okay.
I got shamed.
All right, guys. Thank
Hey,
you guys
know
so
what?
much for
Him
tuning
putting
in.
his hands underneath his biceps to make them look bigger right now.
Yeah, yo, thanks guys so much for tuning in. You know what I mean? They're like,
Tuning into the gun show.
my calves are pretty good. I can't lie about those, but I'm not gonna pull up my whole leg right now. So
Yeah, that's kind
Still got the-
of that's kind of weird.
Still got those gut.
no,
Still got
it's just a
those,
lot of work. I ain't gonna do that.
Phil has those Greek god calves.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
Wait, wait.
warehouse all day. What do you want from me? But yeah, go ahead.
Fair.
Yeah, we're
All
good.
right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of DangIT Prodcast, episode 500. We're back again next week, same thing as usual. My name is Justin,
I'm Aniyah.
Mark.
And I'm Philip.
and thanks for watching, everybody. Hashtag bye, everybody.
Hashtag Avid doesn't suck.
Avid redeemed.
Hashtag Avid